We got 5 more. Attention, please draw your attention to the mound for today's group. Please welcome Gavin Barlett from Eibe Bakeries Company. Gavin is an assistant general manager for the 170-year-old Wareham Gatemen Cranberry Company. Gavin went to home late ago with their 2 sons, Twin Dog, Barman,
We get a picture of the back there.
going out the first pitch this evening are 8 Brett Barlett. The boys have enjoyed Little League baseball since the young age of 4.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Enjoy playing infield for the Mudcats and were the top hitters on their youth team this past season. Let's hear it for the Barlett.
Oh, who are you playing? I don't know. I don't know.
I'm only getting a picture.
All right, let's go. 5 minutes.
Now we'll draw your attention to the third base line where the Wareham Gatemen backpins.
The only thing nice about being an outfielder is like you college that and you take your seriously, you do all the fun it becomes like a game, you know?
I don't have a glove.
Good job, thank you guys. Hey, have a great game, guys. Hey, you guys. Thank you guys.
It's the Wareham Gatemen and the Cotuit Kettleers for the final time in the 2024 regular season. Welcome onto the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. I'm Kyle Marchak alongside Ethan Eibe as 2 teams at 3 and 4 in the West Division standings square off. And Ethan, this is a battle really for playoff positioning.
Yeah, you know, this is a battle for the Gatemen just from a moral standpoint, trying to get out of this skid they've gone on as of late. The offense just hasn't been there like we've seen here throughout this 2024 season. Just 6 hits combined over the last couple of ball games. They're going to look to do anything to get out of it.
The good news is both squads are struggling. The Cotuit Kettleers at 5-5 in their last 10 games, at 20-14-1 and second in the West Division, just a game ahead of Wareham. They're riding a 3-game losing streak. Well, Wareham's on definitely a losing streak of their own, the longest one at that in 2024. Up until this point, they hadn't lost more than 2 games consecutively. Right now, they're on 5 L's in a row. They're 3-7 in their last 10 games, but they bring it back home after a couple of road games. That's good news, and they've fared well at home this year. They're 10-8 at the helm of Spillane Field. So do you think this brings some positive vibes back to a team whose offense has really struggled?
Yeah, I think it has to. You know, guard the gate mentality has permeated around this group throughout the season. They're very comfortable here at Spillane, so let's look for something good from Cole Lehman and the rest of these guys today.
Well, the pitching staff has struggled in this 5-game skid as well, a 7.26 ERA. In its entirety for Wareham in this past 5 games. That's worse in the league during that stretch. Kind of hand-picked, but definitely worth looking at. But Cole Lehman does get his first start in over a week. The righty out of Lehigh looks to have a so-so bounce-back outing after a come-see-come-saw type of appearance in his last appearance. It was 2 earned runs and 3 innings pitched last time around against Harwich, a pretty strong offense. With that being said, though, he has an up-and-down year behind him, a 6.52 ERA and 19 1/3 innings pitched, and he's facing a lot of lefties in that Cotuit lineup.
Yeah, that's a group that has certainly given the Gatemen some trouble throughout this season. You know, it's been that group at the top of the order, the Advinculas, the Tanner Thatches of the world that have given Wareham a whole lot of trouble this year. So I know Lehman's got a plan to deal with them. We'll see how it all unfolds.
Well, let's take a peek at Mike Roberts' Cotuit Kettleers lineup ahead of this contest, an offense that leads the league in batting average, although, as I've said, they've struggled offensively in their past 3 games. As a matter of fact, they're coming off a 4-0 shutout yesterday, the same exact result that the Gatemen had in their road trip to Chatham. That one was against Hyannis, but I'd say there are probably a couple bats to watch. Brandon Compton leading things off. He's hitting .370 in the second half, and then why not mention Jared Advincula, who's batting 6th.
Yeah, Vinicula has been that guy, normally at the top of the order, but on occasion, Mike Roberts will put him in the latter half, the middle, or even the bottom two in the order. He's a guy who is a threat wherever he plays, wherever Roberts puts his name on the card.
And Vinicula has been trouble for the Gatemen this year, hitting well over 350 against them. Mind you, he was hitting at a 400 clip up until this point in the season. In his last 5 games, he's hitting 235, and that's a really bad stretch for him, although average for most hitters. But anyways, Brandon Compton to lead things off, and he's well above average. This kid hitting at a 370 clip after the midpoint of the season. 302 average on his 2024 campaign. The left-handed bat out of Arizona State digs in. Cole Lehman's 7th start of the year, tied for a team lead. First pitch from him, and it's just inside. Ball 1, and we are underway for a 6 p.m. contest, the penultimate home game for the Wareham Gatemen in this 2024 campaign. Some cut movement on that fastball. 2-0. Deal. And there's the first strike. Big thing for Lehman, just avoiding the hit. Allowed 4 hits in 3 innings last time around, also walked a couple.
Yeah, I think the walks will be the biggest thing, Command definitely got to be pinpoint today.
2 balls, 1 strike, first batter of the ball game. Swing at a liner out to right center field. Compton deposits a base knock to start the ball game. Water is wet. So first batter aboard for Cotuit just like that. Compton 1 for 1. Here's Nathan Hall, right fielder out of South Carolina, batting second today. His 23rd game for Cotuit. He's got a big fly this year, and in that sample size, a 333 hitter as well. First pitch to the righty. There's a fastball in there. Umpires for today, calling balls and strikes, Joshua Garcia. Down the first base line, J.C. Fernandez, and at third base, Steve Kalenda. Runner on first after a leadoff knock from Compton. And here's the 0-1 deal. Big sweeper. That's ball 1. Cotuit leads the league in average. Second in runs. 201 produced as a squad so far. One pitch to Hall. And it's outside.
One other thing about this Cotuit group is they play incredibly well on the road. They're 12-5 away from Lowell Park.
Yeah, 9-9 at home, weirdly enough. These two teams right next to each other in the West Division standings. Yet Cotuit with a plus 28 run differential, and Wareham now at a -1. Both squads have taken their turns as the top teams, not just in the West Division, but the entire league, and now both on losing streaks have found themselves in the middle of the West. 2-1 deal. Hall smashes one through the hole and into left field. Back-to-back singles to start the ball game for the Kettleers offense.
A couple of hard-hit balls as well against Lehman.
It's worth noting, too, Lehman started the year fantastically. He's been in the starting rotation since day one, and as a matter of fact, was the one to grab a win and get in the win column for Wareham. In Game 2 of the year, they beat Falmouth, and he was the victor in that one. 5 innings, scoreless that day. Since then, he's given up an earned run in all of his outings. 2 runners on, no outs, top 1. And Tanner Thatch digs in. Called strike to start him off. You mentioned a left-handed heavy lineup, and he's a heavy hitter from the left side.
Yeah, Thatch has just been outstanding. This month of July was just absurd.
325 hitter in the month of July. 0-1. Line drive and in for a base knock. Rounding third, Lee runner Compton. Chapman has trouble in right, but he recovers, and everyone moves up station to station. 3 consecutive singles to start the ball game.
Well, they had to pause for a second there, make sure Putnam wasn't going to be able to snare it. probably saved a run in the process, but for Thatch, a guy with hits in 14 of his last 15 games in the month of July, he's just carrying that over here to August, and he just snapped an 0-for-7 skid.
Devin Taylor's turn. Lefty out of Indiana. 272 hitter on the year. He's got 5 big flies. But he has slowed down in the last week. 4 for 23. Bases loaded, still no outs, top 1. And there's ball 1. There's strike 1. Cotuit leads the season series 3-1 over Wareham. They've outscored them 39-19. Or pardon me, 19-13. So it's been competitive, but the win column well in favor of Cotuit. That ball bounces away. Everyone will stay.
Cotuit's got the season series as well. Gatemen haven't beaten them since the 3rd game of the year right here at Spillane.
Yeah, their first meeting. Two balls, one strike. Lehman looking for his first out. 3-1. Called strike on the inside edge. Was that a whistle right before that?
I think it was.
I'll take the distraction. Lehman working to a full count. No outs and the bases juiced to start off the ball game. Broken bat flare, right side, and Putnam says he has it. Desero takes it last second. 1 down. Finally, they get their first out.
Yeah, that's a huge out for Cole Lehman. You know, the bases juiced. 3 straight hits to begin this ball game. Maybe they roll a double play here and get out of it.
That would be nice. Charles Davelin, another lefty at the dish, playing center field today. Just committed to Arkansas. 235 hitter so far this year. 1 away. And the offer. Roller to the right side. It's off the runner. That should be an out. We'll see what the call is and whether or not the run scores. 2 away. And now we have some argument from Mike Roberts. And I believe the runners will have to return on that play. So no run, and there's 2 down.
Yeah, I believe that's the rule. The play is ruled dead as soon as the ball hits the runner. Just hit that back foot as Thatch was moving to second base. Gatemen catch a break there.
That was a big break. On what could have been a tough double play ball. Had they not converted it, a run would have scored. But now there's 2 down and no run scores as everyone stays. And it's Jared Advincula, second in the league in average. He's finally been dethroned for the batting average title. 376 hitter though. First pitch to him. There's a tapper over the head of Lehman, charging the shortstop Jimenez. The throw, not in time, infield single, and the Kettleers are on the board as Compton comes in to score.
Valiant effort there from Jimenez, but there's just no way you can get Jared Advincula. Such a quick guy up the first base side, and Jimenez, he's slick with it, he's smooth with it, but no one was getting him.
Advincula, typical infield single. Grant Jay's turn, catcher out of Dallas Baptist. 3 big flies on the year. Reaches base 31% of the time, yet he's just a 145 hitter. Walks a ton, he's got 15. Bases juiced, 2 away. Check swing. It's a called strike nonetheless. Gatemen beat Cotuit in their very first meeting of the year, nearly 2 months ago. 4-2 victory at home. After that, it's been all Cotuit in this season series. They meet for the 5th time It's random each year how often you'll meet a team. It's either 4 or 5 times. And of course, 2 teams that have been at it all year in the West Division standings meet one final time with 3 games to go in the regular season. There's strike 2.
If the season did end today, this would be your first-round playoff matchup, except the game would take place at Lowell Park in Cotuit.
And maybe that fares well for the Gatemen, considering Cotuit is just 500 at home.
Gatemen have still yet to beat them in the building, though.
They have struggled there, 0-2 when visiting Lowell. Very pretty ballpark, though. 1-2. Staying alive is Jay. Both teams coming off 4-0 losses. Cotuit at home versus Hyannis, and the Gatemen coming back after a road trip to Veterans Field in Chatham. Both squads on losing streaks, too. Lehman looking to keep it close. 1 run already conceded. The 1-2. Liner into short and through to left field for a base knock. 1 run scores. Here's the throw from Turner. It is cut off, and 2 will touch home. 2 run, 2 RBI knock for Jay. It's 3-0 Kettleers.
Just a hanger, and Jay didn't miss it. Right in that 5-6 hole. Throw from Turner off the line as well. His first inning goes from bad to worse.
So now here's the 8th hitter of the inning to start the ball game. Tyler Cerny, shortstop from Indiana. One of the very few guys in this roster below the Mendoza line. 194 hitter. Ball 1.
This inning snapping a 20-inning scoreless streak for Cotuit.
Yeah, I think the Gatemen's offense has dwindled. So has Cotuit's. 2-0 count to start things off to Cerny.
They'd been shut out in back-to-back games for the first time since 2016, if you can believe that.
Mike Roberts knows how to put together an offense, I can tell you that. Man, that guy should write a book about base running. 2-0 with 2 away. Stealing a strike. Gerald, how about that frame job?
That's his specialty.
Would you ever call one of your coaches dad? When they're trying to coach you?
2-2. Here's Wareham's defense. Colby Turner in left, Billy Parker in center field, Reese Chapman in right. Murph Gray at third, Eli Putnam at first, Antonio Jimenez and Johan Desero, your middle infield duo with Jacob Gerald behind home plate. Cole Lehman working away. He's given up 5 hits in this first inning. 3 runs have come in. 2 away, 2 runners on. Two. Staying alive. Cerny broke a 5-game hit streak yesterday. Went 0 for 4. Just 3 hits for Cotuit. Popped him up. Putnam giving chase. Coming in is Chapman, and he makes a striding grab for out number 3. 2 left stranded, but on 5 hits, 3 runs come in, and Cotuit has an early lead. It's Cotuit 3, and the Gatemen bat stepping up on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. Whatever your technology needs are, Secure One can help. Learn more at SecureOne.com. SecureWON.com.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower, the largest private property owner in eastern Massachusetts, and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and stewardship. For 170 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
Attention baseball fans, are you ready to hit a financial home run? PCT Federal Credit Union is here tonight to make your dreams of home ownership and driving off in that new car a reality. Their unbeatable low rates on mortgage and auto loans are a win for everybody. Whether you're rounding the bases to buy your first home or looking to upgrade your ride, PCT Federal Credit Union has got your back. Swing by their tent before you leave or visit their website to learn more about how they can help you step up to the plate and score big on your financial goals.
The AD Makepeace Company also owns and operates Reed Custom Soils, the area's leading manufacturer of custom soils, including CU structural soil and Rooflight certified green roof media. Reed Custom Soil is also a manufacturer and distributor of baseball infield mix and conditioners. To learn more, visit www.reedcustomsoils.com.
5 hits, 3 runs for Cotuit, and now they take the field as they entrust the start in Luis Misla. Lefty, mostly a reliever this year. This will be his 5th appearance, but first start for Mike Roberts. Trusting the southpaw on the bump today. He's got a 13.5 ERA and 4 2/3. And again, with a right-handed heavy lineup in the Wareham Gatemen, maybe this is a chance to hit around a guy.
Yeah, definitely. This is a guy who's mostly relies on the fastball and the slider, which is more like a slurve. So they hit really well against lefties all year long. They're the best batting average in the league in that department, a 292 clip that's 26 points better than the next best team, which is the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. So these guys know how to hit the southpaws. Let's see if this is the key, huh?
And he gets the nod for a staff that's been pretty reliable this year. A 4.33 ERA is a squad that's good for 4th in the league. So the lefty making his first start. Probably the only SUNY Cortland Dragon that I could think of in this league.
First one that we've seen.
Makes the trip from New York State. Powerhouse D3 in baseball out there. And he'll face a pretty strong lineup. We'll get to that in a second. It's Johan Desero to lead things off. As the Gatemen look to spark something as their offense has dwindled after a shutout yesterday. First pitch, a called strike. Desero has been the hot bat. Here's a peek at Ryan Smythe's lineup. I think Desero is definitely one of the guys to look at. If not, you've got Murph Gray back in the lineup. 1-1.
Yeah, Desero's been such a huge spark plug at the top of the order ever since Brendan Summerhill's departure, and Murph Gray coming off of a day off, so hopefully that gives him the chance to reset. If he's on, the rest of this Gateman lineup is going to be on as well.
1-2 to Desero to start things off. Weirdly enough, though, Gray, who's batting third today, 1 for 16 in his last 4 games, and he's been the reliable bat all summer long up until this point. Desero, now a qualified hitter, has surpassed Gray in batting average, and he's down 0 for 1 on strikes there.
Nice slider.
So the southpaw sees a lefty out the gate, but now he takes on Colby Turner, a right-handed bat who's gotten hot in the second half for the Gatemen. Hitting .260 in the second half so far, but most recently 0 for 7 in his last 3 games. This is a guy that, if he heats back up, really supplies some offense. He's popped up. Coming in is Nathan Hall. Out number 2. Here's the defense for Mike Roberts and the Cotuit Kettleers. Brandon Compton in left, Charles Davelin in center, Nathan Hall in right. Timo Becerra at third with Tanner Thatch over at first, Tyler Cerny and Jaron Advincula your middle infield, and Grant Jay is the catcher. 2 away quickly.
I'll say this for Ryan Smythe and his group. They've been really plugging and playing a number of different guys as of late. We've seen some different lineup formations than usual, trying just about anything to get out of this slump that they've been in.
This one a more usual setup is Gray's back in the lineup and hitting third. There's a first pitch strike. I'd say the peculiar part, though, is Jacob Gerald getting the cleanup spot today.
Yeah, first time we've seen Gerald in that spot.
Gerald does have 2 homers, and he awaits on deck if Gray can get on here. Line drive, and that one right to the mitt of Tanner Thatch. Unlucky piece of hitting there. The Gatemen down in order, and they're down 3-0 as we head to the second at Spillane on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. For a good piece of glass, call Abby. Located at 3 Tyler Avenue in East Wareham, call Abby Glass and Locks about getting a free quote for your windows, doors, locks, and other glass needs. Mastria Auto Group. Whether you need sales, parts, or service, call Mastria Auto Group for all your Kia, Cadillac, Mazda, VW, Subaru, and Nissan needs. Mastria delivers. www.mastria.com.
Legacy Insurance has been servicing Wareham and the surrounding area since 1980. Call Legacy Insurance for all your insurance needs at 508-295-1315. Legacy Insurance, your hometown agency.
Looking to buy or sell real estate in the South Shore, South Coast, or Cape Cod area? Joanne Stevenson has been selling Massachusetts since 2000. Specializing in residential real estate, she is a part of the #1 Berkshire Hathaway Robert Paul team. Whether you are looking for your first home, vacation home, or relocating, call Joanne Stevenson, your local Wareham agent, for all your real estate needs. A proud sponsor of the Wareham Gatemen.
3-0 Cotuit. And Cole Lehman back on the bump as we head to the top of the second. Gatemen offense shut down in order, and Cole Lehman gave up 5 hits in his first frame of work here for his 7th start. They were just seeing the ball down the middle a lot, huh?
Yeah, he hung a few that he shouldn't have. You know, this is a good opportunity for him to bounce back, but yeah, just a rough start. Try to bury those behind you. That's what he's had to do throughout the course of this season if those bad outings do occur.
He saw 8 hitters in that first inning, so Timo Becerra, the 9-hole guy, to lead things off, and the only one to not have an AB so far.
It's one thing that Lehman has worked on so much, not just this year, but over his last couple of college years as well, is that mentality, you know? You have a bad outing, or at least a bad start to an outing, you got to learn to just flush that really quick, and that's what Lehman does really well.
So Lehman, second inning of work, went just 3 frames in his last start. Looking to build up some length here and give that bullpen a little bit of a rest. They used 3 arms yesterday. They combined for 5 2/3 scoreless. For now, it's the starter, looking to cruise through his second inning of work. Becerra digs in, first pitch to him. There's ball 1. Becerra, a .230 hitter so far. And get this, Ethan, the only hitter in this entire lineup today that doesn't have a home run.
Wow.
And Cotuit, not necessarily a team that's known for hitting with a ton of power, as that one's powered to the gap and a leadoff knock.
And they sure are seeing him well.
6 hits already. Lehman gave up 4 in 3 innings of work in his last start. Back to the top of the order. Here's Brandon Compton. He was the one to kick things off. The leadoff hitter singled back in the first. 3-0 Kettleers. Beauty of a slider. You think just throwing more off speeds gonna help?
He has to just be able to locate it well. Right now, just leaving too many out over the plate. These lefties are high contact priority, and they know what they're doing.
Just foul, strike 2. Cotuit, 4th in the league in homers, 34 as a team. Weirdly enough, just 1 triple from them this year. You think that's just playing at the smaller confines of Lowell Park, or?
Perhaps.
Pickoff not in time. Meanwhile, the Gatemen have a guy who has more triples than the entirety of Cotuit, Eli Putnam. All singles today, though, for Cotuit. 6. 0-2. And a runner on. Nice block by Gerald. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Second batter of the second here. If the Gatemen win this game, they'll tie themselves for second in the West Division with Cotuit. They would still have to separate themselves, as Cotuit has a couple of tiebreakers in their favor. Two. Cotuit, though, with a couple of postponements down this home stretch. They've got a couple of doubleheaders to finish off their regular season, so we'll see how Cotuit finishes. Smashed up the middle, back-to-back singles to start it off. Rounding second, heading to third is Becerra. Relay is in, and the corners are occupied. 7 hits for the Kettleers.
Left that one belt high, didn't miss it.
They're just seeing his stuff today. Now the most hits that Lehman's allowed in a start, and he's through 1 inning. So 2 runners on, no outs, top 2, and Nathan Hall, the 2-hole hitter at the dish, also singled in the first. Ball 1. Smashed out to left center. Billy Parker giving chase over his right shoulder. He dives and makes a spectacular catch for out number 1. A runner tags and scores, but what a play in his first start. Parker with a snag.
Well, welcome to Spillane Field. Billy Parker soaring after that fly ball. I didn't think he had a chance, but there he was.
Hang a star on that one. You think that gives Lehman a little bit of confidence?
Yeah, you know, when you've got your defense playing well behind you, we saw a good play from Jimenez in the first inning, but that's a play right there that will hopefully give this group a spark.
A run does score on that play, but a ball that looked destined for the gap. So there's 1 away and a runner on first, and Cotuit leads it 4-0. First pitch to Tanner Thatch is down low. He's also 1 for 1. Billy Parker out there in center. Moved like a cheetah for that one. Hooked down the line and just foul.
Really caught a break that time. That was a hanging slider right over the heart of the plate.
So it's 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 away. Popped foul. 1-2. Gatemen this year, 10-8 at home, 10-8-1 on the road. Pretty even splits out of them. Kettleers, 12-5 on the road, though. And they lead it 4-0. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Brushes him off the dish. 2-2. Check swing. We'll call it a foul ball. Gatemen during this 5-game losing streak, hitting .182. Pitching staff with a 7.65 ERA. Both the worst in the league in this inexplicable 5-game stretch. 2-2 with 1 away. Rolled and through to the right side. Rounding second, heading to third is Compton. He'll stop there. 8th hit of the day for the Cats.
Yeah, most of them have been line drives just sprayed all over the field. That one got him to pull it on the ground, just found the hole, though.
So it's Devin Taylor, 0 for 1. He flew out to second. He's got 2 runners on with 1 away, top 2. Smashed out to right. Chapman giving it a look. It is off the base of the wall. Compton's going to head home. Here's the throw from Chapman. It's loose, and Putnam will have to find it. No, it's under his glove. 1 run scores. It's a 1 out, RBI double.
Yeah, they're just seeing everything that Lehman has to offer right now. Nothing is fooling these Cotuit hitters at all.
Tanner Thatch ends up on third. First extra base hit of the afternoon for Cotuit. And here comes Eric Luxus to chat with Cole Lehman. 5-0 Kettleers. Bizarre day. Most earned runs he's allowed in a ball game so far. 1 1/3. That is his day as he heads back to the dugout. Another long bullpen day for the Gatemen. Luckily, they looked strong last time around, so we'll see what they have to offer. Pitching change. We'll be back in a moment on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. Welcome into our first edition of the Wareham Walk-Off in 2024. And our first guest, as we get to know you, is Tony Pluta, a right-handed pitcher out of Arizona. You ready to roll?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, Tony. Well, you're from Chicago, so what brought you out west to Arizona?
So my recruiting coordinator at Arizona knew my high school coach really well and knows that whole area very well. So it's just kind of how I got connected with them.
Gotcha. So they reached out to you in high school. You told me you topped out at 95 in high school, so pretty easy to get noticed?
Yeah, that definitely helps. But, you know, going to all the tournaments and all that kind of thing helps.
Okay, well, on top of that, you've developed some accolades in your short career in college baseball so far. You were in the Northwoods last year, and then college ball treated you well in 2024. Your spring was pretty fun. How about that Pac-12 championship? What was that like?
It was amazing, especially being the last Pac-12 championship. It was an awesome feeling to win the last Pac-12 game ever.
Yeah, and then Brennan Summerhill, your Gateman teammate, hit the walk-off. So is it cool to share that moment with your Summer teammate as well?
Oh yeah, it's great. Every moment with Summer is something special, so it's great to have a teammate like that.
Speaking of Summer, you've been to a lot of different baseball destinations. This is kind of your first one for an extended period of time out east. Where does Wareham rank all time?
It's pretty great. I mean, the Northwoods was definitely its own thing, but I love Wareham. It's a great spot to be.
Yeah, it's been fun so far. We made it to home plate, so my final question for you, what's the goal this summer?
Just pitch well, throw strikes, and get guys out.
Awesome. Thank you, Tony.
Thanks, Kyle.
That's our first edition of the Wareham Walk-Off. We'll catch you guys next week. Tony Pluta out of the bullpen. He gets the nod here as the first arm barn recipient. So it's 5-0 Cats after 9 hits. 8 of which singles, and then most recently a Devin Taylor double. So Cole Lehman out of the ball game, his stat line not complete yet. And Pluta has been very reliable. The righty, an all-star, and out of Arizona, he's been a very, very pleasant arm to have as he makes his 11th appearance.
Yeah, 4 earned runs over 17 and 2/3 innings. He's been fantastic. One of those more reliable arms out of the pen for Ryan Smythe. And, just a tough day for Cole Lehman at work. He left a lot of balls out over the plate. Nothing he could do. He tried to mix it up, fastball, slider, other off-speed pitches, but nothing was fooling these Cotuit hitters today. They were ready, and they jumped all over him.
So Pluta, a guy who sits in the low 90s, he has a fastball that rides. We've talked about some advanced metrics that show that he's a very high percentile of a guy who can backspin a ball efficiently and keep it up in the air. Do you think he's going to try and get some swing and miss up in the zone today, or will he rely on the off-speeds?
I think that he really does rely on that fastball up in the zone. You know what? It also has to deal with his motion. We called it a pronator, right? Is that the word?
I believe he's a supinator.
Supinator? Okay, so it's the opposite. That's
yes.
what I was referring
He comes
to.
around the right side of the ball, so that's why he's good at throwing like the curveballs, the sliders, stuff like that. He's working on a changeup, though.
You'll still see a steady diet of that curveball, though.
Pluta's first batter, as he endorses runners on second and third, is Charles Davelin. Check swing and a doinker up the middle. Are you kidding me? 1 run scores. Here comes Taylor. He stops at third. Luck is not being a lady tonight. It is 6-0 Cotuit.
I mean, what was that? Oh, my check swing. Just right back up the middle. Little excuse me moment. But, hey, that's just how the baseball is going to bounce tonight, folks.
A run that Pluta's not going to be upset about. That's baseball. So Davelin cashes in. 10 hits for Cotuit already today. Now it's Jaron Advincula. This dude's a hit machine. Leads the league. 376 hitter. And he's 1 for 1 today. Corners occupied with 1 away, top 2. What the heck is going on? That was a weird hit.
Especially after all we've seen today, just these Cotuit hitters spraying the baseball all over the field. To see that was like, okay, enough already.
Vinkula reached with a little doinker last time. That one foul. A swinging bunt, if you will. Six nothing Cats. Taylor on third, Davelin on first. Pickoff, not in time. Tony Pluta, first one out of the pen. Second battery's face, the 0-2. And a roller foul. Pluta trying to bring this team back down to earth, and he might be good at that. He studies aerospace engineering.
Wait, well, hold on. Back down to earth. No, he's trying to leave the earth.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Aerospace stuff goes both ways. You've got to retrieve your astronauts after you send them.
Okay. That's true.
It's all about perspective. Here's the 0-2 to Advincula. Smacked to the right side and into right field for a base hit. Taylor comes home and another run scores. Back-to-back singles to introduce Pluta today. It is 7-0 Cotuit.
Well, at least I would say that you and Tony are both very down-to-earth individuals.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Both teams on losing streaks. Gatemen 5 in a row, Cotuit 3 in a row. Both teams hitting below 200 in their losing streaks. And Cotuit the first one to break out of that offensive slump. Here's Grant J. Check swing. And he went around. Strike one. Davelin stands on second after a single. Advincula on first. 5 hits in the first inning. And 5 here in the second. 3 runs in the first, 4 in the second. 0-2. Jay 1 for 1. He plated 2 runs on a single back in the first. He spits on it. 1-2 count. Just 1 out here in the top of the second. So Cole Lehman's stat line is official now. 1 1/3 innings pitched, 7 earned runs, 10 hits. Whoa. Two and two. Pluta waiting for the side. Wind gusting out to left here, and now Gerald calls time.
I think that pitch clock was winding down.
Yeah, good move by Gerald. Now Pluta ready. Called strike 3. First strikeout of the ball game.
Little cutter action that time from Pluta, top of the zone.
2 away here in the second. And we could definitely use the strikeout. Kettleers have officially batted around the order. Cerny, last one to step up here in the frame. 0 for 1, he flew out to right. 2 runners on, 2 away. 7-0 Cotuit. And ball 1. Popped him up behind home plate. It's out of play. One-two count. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 away, 2 ducks on the pond. Pluta's offer. Long look to second. Wanted to go, but held up. Count levels 2-2. Pluta with this big curveball. But then he tunnels it with that cut.
Definitely 2 pitches that could be used as out pitches.
Deuce is wild. Spinning pickoff throw, nothing doing. Roller to short, Jimenez, backhand, and he bobbles, no play. Infield hit with 2 away, and the bases are juiced now.
Such a tough play there for Jimenez. You know, going to the backhand deep in the hole, you have 2 choices here. You've either going to make a Jeter-esque jump throw to get the guy at first, or if you still have time, shuffle that ball over to third base, and that indecision there probably caused the bobble.
Pretty exemplary of how Cotuit's offense is rolling today. So Cerny gets his first hit, and Timo Becerra led off this inning with a single. He's 1 for 1. Bases loaded with 2 down, top 2. Just outside. Pluta threw an inning in the All-Star game, gave up a run. Did collect a strikeout, though. Most recently, in the regular season, through 2 innings, gave up a run at Brewster back on the 24th. And a bouncer foul, strike 1. In the regular season, Pluta coming off back-to-back outings allowing a run. That is the only time that's happened to him all year. Up high, ball 2. Three and 1. Battle of 2 Pac-12 champs here. Tony Pluta won it this past spring with Arizona, and Becerra, the 2 Pac-12 championships before that with Stanford.
Conference of Champions.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
3-1 with 2 away. At the knees, full count.
Oh, with the Olympics in full swing, did you see the ACC Twitter account tried to lay claim to Katie Ledecky's medal count?
Felt fraudulent as an ACC student myself, but guess they're not wrong. Payoff delivery. Lined out to right. Chapman coming in. He makes the catch, and that retires the side. No runs to Pluta's credit, but 4 do come in on 5 hits. 3 left stranded, but it's 7-0 Cotuit. Bottom 2 up next on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. Welcome into our next installment of the Wareham Walk-Off, and this time we're joined by a Wareham Gatemen infielder out of Fresno State, Murph Gray. You ready to roll?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right, let's do it. Well, how was the Cambridge choose your destination this summer?
Honestly, pretty great. I love it out here. The weather's nice, the people are great, and I'm playing with some of the best of the best, so I love it.
Warm weather too, I guess, kind of akin to California being from there?
Yeah, pretty similar. I'd say it's more humid here, but I mean, it's more dry heat in California.
Gotcha. All right, well, before you were Mountain West Freshman of the Year, you had a pretty good high school athletic career. I heard you played basketball. Were you a good hooper?
Yeah, I was a decent hooper. I played some center, some power forward. I did all right.
Okay, you were kind of forcing that center role. I mean, you're 6'4", 6'5". I guess you were the tallest kid on the team?
Oh, yeah, for sure the tallest on the team, so I kind of got forced into that.
Okay, well, another thing that you did that you don't do now was pitch in high school. Is it true that you tossed a perfect game?
Yeah, so that was our first game of the season. I tossed a perfect game, and it was honestly just kind of weird and surreal since I wasn't going to be a pitcher at the next level, so it was just...
And then where did that transition happen where you decided to just become a hitter?
I want to say about my junior year of high school, I was more focused on hitting, just becoming a better hitter, kind of bettering myself, and then I love hitting. It's my passion. So.
Well, you're pretty good at it. You're on a hot streak right now, and you hit 3 home runs in a matter of 48 hours at the beginning of this week, too. Oh, yeah. So we're glad to have you. My final note on that, to get to know you before we end this session, your birth certificate says Tristan. So where did the name Murph come from?
So the name Murph comes from the movie Like Mike, one of my favorite movies. Little white kid in there named Murph. Super pale, super white, and then when I was born, I was the same way, super pale, so the nickname just kind of stuck ever.
15 minutes later, and Luis Misla back out on the bump in his first start for the Cotuit Kettleers. Lefty out of Cortland has 4 relief appearances under his belt and started this ball game rather well. 1-2-3 inning to Wareham's offense. So Jacob Gerald, first AB, he's the cleanup guy today. And ball 1. 13 hits for Cotuit through 2 innings. They lead it 7-0. Man, you think Misla feels comfortable with that type of lead behind him. And this snaps a scoreless inning stretch for Cotuit. They hadn't played at a run in 20 innings leading up to this ball game. They lost 4-0 yesterday. Strike 1. Gerald, first time he's hitting cleanup this year. 211 hitter on the season, 2 for 12 in his last 5, but he does have a pair of big flies on the season. Misla's 2-1. Roller back to him. The southpaw collects, throws, it's in time. 4 straight retired to start it for him. We'll see how long Misla can go. Cole Lehman was hit out of this ball game in just 4 outs. Misla, that's the longest he's gone all year. 1 1/3, and that was in his most recent outing. Reese Chapman's first AB today. Right fielder from Tennessee. 3 big flies on the year, 4 for 19 in his last 5 games. So he slowed a little bit in this 5-game losing streak for Wareham. Popped up, but hit well out to left center. Finding it is Davelin. 2 down. So that brings up Eli Putnam. Gateman retired. 5 up, 5 down to start Misla's day. And Putnam could certainly break this stretch, Ethan.
Yeah, Putnam's been one of the hottest hitters in this Gateman order. He just snapped a 5-game hitting streak yesterday at Chatham. He still got hits in 6 of his last 8.
7 for 16 in his last 5 games. Back-to-back games with big flies as well. Also top 10 in the league in slugging percentage. He's quietly entered himself as one of the best power bats in the league. 1-0. 2-0.
Just through this first, 5-batter stretch, I think we're past the point where we can blame the offensive struggles on hard-hit balls hit right at guys. While that has happened on occasion, it's just a lack of timing throughout this order that's really bothering them right now.
Hitters count, though, to Putnam. And it's 2-1. Putnam 7th in the league in slugging percentage. Doesn't lead the team, though. Desero. It's 2-2. And what a second half Desero's having. Putnam tied 8th in the league, though, with 5 big flies. Called strike 3. 6 up, 6 down for Miesla. No one on base for the Wareham offense, who is blanked, and they're down 7-0. Top 3 coming at you from Spillane and the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. Edition of the Wareham Walk-Off, and this time we're with an outfielder from Louisville, Michael Lippy. You ready to roll?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do it. Well, Michael, like a lot of players in this team, you've been around the block. You're from Wisconsin, highly ranked player, and then you were in the Northwoods. So what brought you to the Cape?
I think had a pretty good year in the Woods, and my coaching staff just told me it's just the next step in the process of college baseball, so they decided to send me here. So, I mean, it's a blessing that I got sent here. It's a blessing I'm still here. So.
Gotcha. So what about the big difference between Midwest baseball and the East Coast? Is this your first time being akin to the East Coast, other than playing in the ACC?
Yeah, I mean, this is my first time in the East Coast. I would say, like, playing baseball here and in Wisconsin, it's pretty similar in a way. I mean, obviously the competition is way higher out here in the Cape and the Woods and Wisconsin and everything. It's much. The talent isn't as deep as it runs in the Cape.
All right, well, my final question now that we're at home plate, which is a familiar spot for you. Yeah. Your favorite memories playing baseball here in Wareham so far?
Favorite memories probably just like the bus rides and going on that winning streak that we had earlier in the season. I think that was like a lot of fun just to, baseball's a lot more fun when you're winning games and stuff, no matter like how you're doing personally or anything. So, I mean, it's just a great team, great environment. So I'd say that winning streak and just all the bus rides have been a lot of fun.
Yeah,
so,
seems like it. Well, can't help but agree. Thank you, Michael.
Yep.
All right, that's Michael Lippy. I'm Kyle Marchak. We'll catch you guys for our next edition of the Wareham Walk-Off. Tony Pluta's second inning of relief, and looking to put up the first 0 of the ball game for Gatemen pitchers. Cole Lehman shoot out of this ball game after allowing a slew of hits and 7 earned runs. So it's the top of the third. 1-2-3 to step up. Here's Brandon Compton, 2 for 2 today with a pair of singles, hitting at a rate we just haven't seen from Cotuit all year, and this is a pretty good offense.
And every single batter in this Cotuit starting lineup does have a hit.
Pluta allowed 2 hits in his first inning of relief, as there's a piece of loose equipment behind the bag here. The rosin bag get beat up a little bit.
It almost looked like some tape. Hard to tell from up here.
Out there to repair the hearts of some Gatemen hitters.
It's going to take more than that.
All right, first pitch of the third. And that's ball 1. One of the runs that Pluta took over for in the second inning are to his credit. Big swing and a miss. Strike 1 to Compton. When Pluta was at Arizona, he did not throw more than an inning in his sophomore spring season. His next out here would be an inning for him total. His longest outing for Wareham this summer is 2 2/3, and I'd imagine they're going to let him go as long as he can.
Yeah, he hasn't pitched in a couple of days, so that arm is fresh and ready to go.
2-1 pitch. Just inside.
And this is a bullpen that has been taxed so much over these last couple of games. We got 2 1/3 from Brock Eddy yesterday, starting against Chatham. 2 2/3 from Tate McGuire. 1 1/3 from Darren Horn the day before that against Tyannis. So it's been tough going.
3 balls, 1 strike. First batter of the third inning. And a full count.
Last time a Gateman starter went 4 innings or more was Griffin O'Connor on July 21st at Falmouth. It's been that long.
And O'Connor has since been converted to a reliever.
Probably out of pure necessity.
3-2. Swinging a hammer down the right field line. Chapman giving it a look, and that one is caught at the wall. into the hedges and back out with a baseball. There's one down.
He disappeared there for a second, but he made that great catch in stride. That is a very difficult play down there. Don't see too many fly balls hang up that long in the corner like that.
Defense helping the pitchers out today. Billy Parker with a beautiful diving play for Lehman back in the second inning, and now Pluta getting some help from Chapman and Wright. And this is coming from a defense that's struggled up until this point, 9th in the league. First time this afternoon a pitcher has gotten an out to start off an inning. Nathan Hall, on the other hand, has been productive in both ABs, singled in the first and then a sac fly in the second. Pitching backwards out the gate to him. Check swing. Yes, he did. 0-2 as they check down to first base, and J.C. Fernandez makes the right call. Swing and a drive out to left. Turner at the wall, can't make the play. It's off the yellow lining. Rounding second in stride and heading to third. Sliding in safely with a loud triple is Hall.
Now he just missed getting all of that baseball. That ball was crushed. Turner timed his leap well, just came up short as well. Would have been one heck of a catch if he brought it down.
Nearly kept that ball in the yard, too. The wind pushing out to left field as well. So a one-out knock and a runner on third. So Tanner Thatch digs in. He's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. Got him with the changeup there. Been working on that this summer. He told us as a supinator, quote, it's difficult to throw the changeup. 1-1 deal. Fouled away, another changeup. 1-2. Staying alive. Both teams coming off shutouts, as I've mentioned. 4 hits and a 4-0 loss to Hyannis for the Kettleers yesterday. The Gatemen, 3 hits, 4-0 at Chatham. So both squads were looking to break out of an offensive slump. Teams will do pretty much anything to do that, Ethan.
Hey, gotta try it.
2-2 count.
At this point, you've got 3 games left in the season. You're trying to gear up for the playoffs, at least end this season on a positive note.
Kettleers pregame were more tame about trying to break that streak. They just decided not to hit BP, which some might think is counterintuitive. 2-2 offering. Here it is. Called strike 3. Another backwards K for Pluta. Second of the afternoon for him, and there's 2 away. And it would be big for Pluta to get the first 0 on the board. Devin Taylor digs in. He doubled his last time up, 1 for 2. Runner still on third base after a triple from Nathan Hall. Little doinker foul. Roller out to second. Weird hop for Dessereau, and of course it sneaks past him. Taylor's going to head to second. The throw is not in time. A run scores. The irony of baseball. On that swing, a run comes in. It is 8-0 Cotuit in the third.
Holy stone dust. Are you kidding me? I mean, Dessereau has been very keen about picking up those hops throughout this season. This infield group knows the stone dust very well, but not even the best defensive second baseman of all time could have handled that, I don't think.
Another play that Tony Pluta, I imagine, just can't be upset about. So 2 away, a runner on second. Second hit of the inning. That one yanked foul as Charles Davelin steps up.
And it is ruled a double.
Ouch. No balls, 1 strike. Taylor dancing over at second. The ball nearly hit him on that spinning pickoff throw.
That was the best pickoff throw to second base I think we've seen by anyone this year. That was awfully close.
No balls, 1 strike. 2 away, top 3. Runner on second and the pitch. Painted, 0-2. He spits on the curveball. Staying alive. Tony Pluta hanging out pregame watching the interns hit batting practice. It was the intern BP day.
Oh, it was. We all tried our best out there. You had some pretty good hacks, Kyle.
You're being very generous right now.
The best hacks. Some guy named Dan Roach.
Yeah, whoever that is. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. That runs inside, 2-2 count.
I think his third round was probably his best round. I think out of anyone that participated today, he was just popping balls out to left center field. Like, he was consistent.
Looked like a ball player out there. How'd you feel about your swings?
I was happy. I was very content. Took me a while to get adjusted. Had a couple swings and misses, I'll admit, but I love that inside pitch.
Oh, yeah.
Charles was popping it right in there for me.
Yeah, Charles Gravitt through BP as well as Cody Doyle, 2 coaches on the staff. I was messing with Charles afterward. I told him that he was throwing too well. He is a position player converted pitcher, after all, and he threw some nasty stuff at me. 2-2 pitch, Davelin at the dish. Swing and a miss. 3 strikeouts for Pluta today as he gets out of the side with just a little bit of damage to him. 1 left on base, 2 hits. That last one, a wacky one from Devin Taylor that hopped into right field. 1 run scores. It is 8-0 Cotuit as we head to the bottom of the third at Spillane Field on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV.
Ethan Eibe here with another edition of Wareham Walk-Off, and today our guest is Davidson College's Eli Putnam, first baseman for the Gatemen. Eli, it's great to have you.
Thanks for having me.
All right, let's get to walking. So first things first, Eli, let's look at off-the-field stuff. What's something that's brought you joy this week outside of baseball?
Joy this week outside of baseball? We had 2 off days this week. I got to spend some of the time out on the beach. Spent really my whole day. I guess it was Thursday. I spent in Sandwich, checking out some cool spots there, going to the gardens, getting some free time, relaxing. It's nice and chill.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, first year in the Cape, you were the Atlantic 10 home run champion this year. What is the transition to the Cape been like for you?
I mean, it's a step up in terms of competition from the A10 and our usual opponents, but I feel like it hasn't been too crazy. It's still 60 feet 6 inches, 90 feet between the bases. Still baseball at the end of the day.
Awesome stuff. Our last question for you, Eli, as we get ready to touch home. What's something that you want more people to know about Eli Putnam?
I think a lot of people wouldn't know something about me is that I'm a really big chef. I love to cook when I'm at school. I cook for all my roommates. Just last night made a nice tomato mozzarella gnocchi. You know, that's one of my biggest passions outside of baseball.
What's your favorite thing you like to cook?
I love pizza, Neapolitan pizza.
Ooh, okay, maybe we'll have to chef that up sometime.
Maybe. I'd love to. Yep.
All right, this has been Wareham Walk-Off. Eli Putnam, as always, a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
All right.
"15 hits, 8 runs. Cotuit leads it 8-0 as we head to the bottom of the third. Gatemen still looking for their first base runner, Luis Misla, a lefty out of a D3, getting his first start in the Cape. Just his 5th appearance, 4 relief opportunities thus far, and he's shoving.
Yeah, Misla's been dynamite today. Pitch to contact outside of the 2 strikeouts that he's got. Gatemen have been off timing all day.
That one down low. Misla, 5 strikeouts coming into this contest through 4 2/3.
Just insane. The Cotuit's already halfway through their order for the 3rd time, and the Gatemen haven't even gotten through theirs.
Antonio Jimenez, first AB of the afternoon. Penultimate home game of the season. Gatemen started red hot at home. 8-3 in the first half. They've slowed since then. 2-5 in the second half here at Spillane. Two and 1. First batter, bottom 3. There's ball 1. Line drive down the left field line. It is just foul.
Got all of it, but also got out in front of it.
Gatemen just 3 hits yesterday. $11 overall in their past 23 innings. Still searching for their first today. Misla sets. Full count offer is outside, and Jimenez doing Himmy things as he walks aboard to start off the inning. First base runner for Wareham today.
He's probably the most 3 true outcome guy we've got on this roster.
18th walk of the year for him. That's why he's hitting .218, but he gets on base 34% of the time. Eris Rivera could be a spark for this offense. Just his 4th game for the Gatemen. Right-handed bat, a catcher out of Central Florida. He's 2 for 7, a small sample size so far. Has a couple of walks, so he reaches base a third of the time. Gets away. Jimenez will move to second. Gatemen have a runner in scoring position here.
Well, it's great to see Smythe trusting Rivera with back-to-back starts. He was the catcher yesterday at Chatham, DHing today. He had some real pop in batting practice today as well. He's peppering the bleachers out there in left center.
Rivera, one of 3 guys to get a knock in yesterday's 3-hit shutout for the Gatemen offense. Scorch foul. He's also got a cannon behind home plate. 4 runners caught stealing. One and 2. And Jimenez on second. Gatemen down 8-0. Swing and a miss. Little floater. And strikeout number 3. One aside here in the third. Billy Parker will step up to the dish. It's his first start and 2nd game for the Wareham Gatemen. 0 for 2 so far. but he hit .318 in 56 games for Army West Point. Ball 1.
So we know what this guy can do with the bat. We've seen firsthand what this guy can do with the glove. Let's hope he's brought the bat with him to Cape Cod.
Made a beautiful catch in the second inning, diving in left center. There's strike 1. Engineering major over at Army West Point. That one skids low. 2-1 count.
Says he's a proud systems guy.
Said if he wasn't in engineering, he'd probably be in strength and conditioning. Knows how to take care of his body. Goes around 2-2. I was eating peanuts in front of him the other day, and he said, watch out for those. They have a lot of calories. I was like, oh, thanks, Billy.
Gotta be careful, Kyle.
Kyle and food, so synonymous. 2-2 with 1 away and a runner on. Full count.
Truer words have never been spoken.
I'm self-aware. Ball 4. 2 runners on for the Gatemen here, and they flip it to the top of the order. Johan Desro stepping up. He's 0 for 1.
Now batting, the second baseman, number 13.
Well, first runner in scoring position today for the Gatemen. They're going to get back in this thing. It's got to start now.
1 away. Jimenez on second. Billy Parker on first. Well, the Kettleers just skipped BP today in order to reset mentally and get the bats going. Gatemen did so much more to try and spark some offense here. Murph Gray, who's in the hole and is one of the hottest bats in this lineup, told us pre-game that they blessed the bats.
Blessed it with what, though?
That remains an ambiguity. That one gets away. Both runners will move up 90 feet. 2 guys in scoring position for Wareham with 1 away, bottom 3. They were also pretty intentional about just setting the vibes pregame. When they were shagging during BP, some guys were out there shirtless, no shoes, grounding. 1-1. Curveball nearly hits him. Ball 2. You a big grounding guy?
I think I should be more of a grounding guy. What about you?
Big time.
How do you go about that?
So what you do is you take off your shoes and then touch some grass.
Is that all there is to it?
Yeah, it's actually an easier and more pleasant experience than one would think. If you get past the whole, like, dirtying up your feet type of thing.
I'm not afraid of that, so I think I'll have to partake more.
My summers were pretty fondly spent in New York, just outside, barefoot in the grass, and for me, like playing spike ball.
Nice.
You a spike ball enthusiast?
I haven't really gotten into it, but there was one day at the beach a couple of months ago where my friends and I played, and that was my first time playing it. I really enjoyed it.
It's pretty fun. It can get competitive, too.
Oh, my gosh. Some enemies were made that day.
I guess I never told you. I was in a competitive spike ball tournament once.
Really? Did you win?
No. We actually choked. It was me and my older brother.
Brady?
No, my older brother.
Oh.
Brady's my twin.
Oh.
Swinging a hammer out to right. Desero gives that one a hit, but it's right to the mid of Nathan Hall. Tagging from third, and coming in to score is Jimenez. Sack fly, 2 away, and the Gatemen have their first run of the ball game. It's 8-1 Cotuit.
Well, good to see this group finally get on the board. Nice job by Desro just to find the gap there and deep enough to score Jimenez.
Now batting.
And still no hits for Wareham, but this is a team that can just manufacture runs. Colby Turner. Runner on second, and 2 away. Back door for a strike. 0-1. Yeah, my twin brother's not the athletic one. just to finish off that conversation. Ooh, it hit him. Turner eats one, and another base runner for Wareham.
It's been a wild inning for Misla.
2 walks and now a hit by pitch. Gatemen had no base runners up until this inning. Now they've seen 3 on. Big opportunity for Murph Gray to break out of a little bit of a slump. He's 1 for his last 17. 2 runners on. 2 away, and the Gatemen down 7 here. Bottom 3. Two and 0. Roller up the middle. Nice play by Cerny, and the throw to second is wild. Infield hit. Murph Gray breaks out of a slump. It's the first knock of the afternoon for the Gatemen.
I thought that one was destined for center field, but Cerny made a great effort on it, at least to glove it down. Definitely saved a run in the process. But good to see Murph finally snap that skid, and now a real chance here for Gerald.
Bases juiced. Jacob Gerald hasn't hit a home run since the midpoint of the season. 2 for 13 in his last 5 games, including today's 0 for 1, a ground out back in the second. 2 away, and the bases stacked up. And a big curveball outside. Three runs in the first for Cotuit. 4 more in the second, 1 in the third. Gatemen plating their first run on a sac fly moments ago, and now they have their first base hit. And a hit by pitch. A literal back foot slider plates another run. Billy Parker touches home. Gerald's aboard. And with 2 away, it's Chapman to step up with 3 runners on.
A painful way to record an RBI.
2 hit by pitches in the inning now for Misla.
2 hit by pitches, 2 walks, 2 wild pitches.
And here comes Mike Roberts, sensing that the Gatemen are building something here. It's 8-2, Wareham down 6. Roberts making the long walk out. You think this guy knows what to say to a pitcher in a moment like this?
You'd have to hope so. Mike Roberts, guy who's been doing this for 20 years with Cotuit.
Yep, 20th season. Also was an assistant coach in Wareham back in '84 and 2000. This guy's a full-time professor at Asbury University in Kentucky. Director of the Department of Sports Management. No wonder he's so good at managing this team. Long conversation out there from a coach who was inducted into the American Baseball Coaches Association Hall of Fame 9 years ago as well. 9 years ago, he built the resume well enough to get inducted. And just a chat. As Misla stays in, he'll trust the southpaw to get through the third at least. With 2 away, bases loaded, and Chapman stepping up. He's 0 for 1 after a fly out to center field. Turnaround third. Gray on second. Jacob Gerald on first. And the offer. 0-1. Misla going backwards with some off speeds to start off a lot of ABs today. And he leaves it up high. That one hit well out to center. Davelin giving it a look at the track. He makes a striding grab to end the inning. 3 left stranded, but on a hit, 2 hit by pitches, and a couple of walks, including a Desero sac fly. The Gatemen do plate their first couple of runs. It is 8-2 as we head to the 4th on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV.
I couldn't get out, so they stopped the game. Umpires actually had to peel me out of the fence. They had to pull the fence.
And an incredible guest for us today on the pod, in the words of the great Jason Stark, writer, broadcaster, and distinguished former major leaguer, Doug Glanville. Doug, it is terrific to have you on today.
So, any favorite ballparks that you visited while you were in the Cape?
Yeah, I mean, of course, you got to love Spillane Field with like the all dirt infield or whatever you had going there, the darkened dirt. Let me see. Well, I didn't like Bourne because one time I slid for a ball. I was doing that cool move where the ball's up against the fence and you slide around it and then pop up and throw. And then I slid and went through the fence. So my leg got caught in the fence and I couldn't do anything. I had to roll the ball to the right fielder and I couldn't get out. So they stopped the game. Umpires actually had to peel me out of the fence and to pull the fence.
Oh my God.
So that wasn't a good memory. So Bourne, the fog always rolled in there.
Gatemen finally plate their first couple of runs on a hit and a sac fly back in the 3rd. So they're down 8-2. And here's the 3rd arm of the day for Wareham, second one out of the bullpen. Tony Pluta's day is done, 1 2/3, 1 earned run, 5 hits, and it's Matthew Maloney, the righty, out of Point Loma Nazarene to take over. 7.04 ERA, 7 2/3 to his credit so far. A guy who goes an inning at a time, but that curveball, when it's working, can be really effective, Ethan.
Hasn't allowed more than 1 earned run over his last 4 outings here, so he's definitely hit a stride at this point in the season. Ryan Smythe really pulling out all the stops in this one. They definitely still think they have a chance at making the comeback happen. We just saw Reese Chapman destroy a ball out to left center field. I mean, if that ball gets down, 3 runs probably score, and this is a different ball game entirely.
Gatemen finally reached base for the first time back in the 3rd as well. They saw 2 walks, 2 hit by pitches, a single for Murph Gray, and before that a Johan Desero sac fly. So that's how they plate their first 2 runs of the ball game. Up until that point, they had been retired in order by Luis Misla. So while Misla stays in the ball game for the Cotuit Kettleers, the Gatemen go to their second arm out of the pen. As we begin the top of the 4th, and the Kettleers lead it by 6.
Now batting second base, number 7, Jared.
6-7-8 duo, Jared Advincula, 2 for 2. Nothing new there. This kid, team leader in batting average. .380 hitter on the year. And he watches ball 1. Pluto threw 5 outs of baseball, though. Did collect 3 strikeouts. (1-1). Grant J on deck. He's 1 for 2. Tyler Cerny in the hole. He's 1 for 2. Everybody's got a hit today for Cotuit. 15 hits for the Kettleers. Bouncer up the middle and into center field. A leadoff knock for Advincula. He's 3 for 3.
Just your classic Advincula hit, right back from where it came and perfectly placed.
Make it 16 hits for Cotuit. Season high in hits for them is 17. That was a 14-4 victory against Hyannis last month. They've got 16 through 3 innings of offense. Just beginning the 4th here. And Grant J digs in. Ball 1. Like Luke Combs said, when it rains, it pours. And maybe other people too. But I'll give the credit to Luke Combs. There's a strike.
At least we've got clear skies and a nice night. A humid night, but a nice night.
Was really hot earlier. Topped out at 90 today. It's cooling into the mid-80s now. Bad day for intern batting practice. Gerald trying to steal that strike, but Joshua Garcia having none of it. Two and one, no outs. Advincula on first. Maloney's first inning of relief here. And that's ball 3. Maloney threw an inning, gave up an earned run his last time out against Hyannis. Before that, had 3 straight appearances without giving up an earned run. And perhaps his best outing of the year was against Cotuit. 2 scoreless at Cotuit back in the 19th of July. Had 4 strikeouts in that. His first inning of relief that day was a 1-2-3 strike outside. 3-1, he offers at it, but it's foul, and it's a full count. And when he struck out the side against Cotuit at Lowell Park back on the 19th, it was really his curveball working. D1 Baseball describes Maloney's pitch repertoire as a confusion-making cutter and a devastating knuckle curve. Knuckle curve was working that day. 3-2 just inside. Back-to-back base runners to start the 4th.
Well, the last time these two teams saw each other was July 19th at Cotuit, and that was Maloney's best outing of the season. Remember, he went 2 innings, 4 strikeouts.
Tyler Cerny at the dish. A hit and 2 tries. Fly out and a single. Ball 1.
One or the other. Here we go.
Cerny's done the rounds in the summer league realm. Started in the Appy League last summer. Fly ball out to left. It's dying quickly, but Turner is quicker. 1 away. Timo Becerra, 9-hole hitter to step up. He's got 2 ducks on the pond here, and he's 1 for 2.
Hey, 1 pitch away now.
Ball 1. And Maloney's done the rounds in the baseball world, too. Started his college career at New Mexico State. Went to UNLV last spring. And for his last season of eligibility, he goes to the D2 powerhouse in San Diego, Point Loma Nazarene. Just outside, 2-0 count. He was real good for UNLV, though. 3.35 ERA in 24 appearances, over 37 2/3 pitched. Check swing in the slider, and it's a 3-ball, no strike count. And the runner leaves for third. Here's the tag from Gray, not in time. Advincula wanted to steal third as Maloney was distracted, and here's Smythe out of the dugout. He disagrees with Steve Kalenda.
Well, it looked like Murph beat Advincula to the bag and an awkward reaching slide as well, but I thought the glove was down, but man, and Smythe is heated right now.
Looked like Gray had it, and I think that's what Smythe's saying. Smythe very upset. Frustration that's been boiling for a while now. Kalenda keeping his cool. conversation over. Now Kalenda having a chat with Garcia. Again, the replay, quote-unquote, rules in the Cape League have been ambiguous this year, but again, we don't have the same equipment as the majors, right?
Very true. They're going to talk about it. We have seen calls overturned just through umpire conference this year.
Which seems only fair. JC Fernandez has entered the chat, and they're calling him safe, and Smythe continues to disagree.
Well, he's trying to ignite a spark under his team right now. Anything that he can do. He knows he's going to fight for his players.
And Garcia now getting in between him and Kalenda. And he's out of here. Garcia got the word, I guess, and Smythe has more to say. And you can't blame him.
Aside from this one play, this is a week's worth of frustration that we are seeing right now.
That's a manager who wants his team to see how bad he wants to win. So now we'll wait for Smythe to exit stage left. Man, you don't think this ball club is frustrated right now?
Third ejection for Smythe this year.
Guy who hadn't been ejected at all in his coaching career up until this point. But you got to think about it in the context of his career as a coach. This is a guy who's finally gotten a roster where he's gotten to recruit it in its entirety. And they have just passed with flying colors this season at 20-16-1. For 2 weeks consecutively, the Gatemen led the West. For a week consecutively, they have the best record in the entire league. They're in a little bit of a slump right now. But a team worth being very happy about.
Well, there's Smythe exiting behind the stands.
So Advincula on a wacky stolen base ends up at third while Maloney was distracted. Bang, bang play. Smythe disagrees. He gets booted, and now we reset. It's a 3-0 count with one away and the corners occupied. And a strike for Maloney as Timo Becerra's at the dish.
Yep, I see him.
8-2 Cotuit. And that pitch is just low. Ball 4. 2 walks for Maloney in the inning. Bases are going to be loaded with one away. And it's back to the top of the order. Brandon Compton. Compton pops up. Gerald finding it in foul territory. Gray says he has it, and it's off the top of the dugout.
Gray hopping on top of the dugout there. Says hi to the boys.
Even with all this frustration, Gatemen's still in it, though. Wareham has scored as much as 6 runs in 1 inning this year, and they're down 6.
And right now it's a battle for second place and a spot to host the first round of the single elimination game playoff.
Bases loaded to Compton. He's 2 for 3, and there's a fly ball out to left. It's playable. Turner has to dive. He does make the catch, though. Tagging from third is Advincula. He would have scored anyways, so it's a sac fly. And there's 2 away as another run comes in, and it is 9-2.
Well, Turner had to readjust his course there. Started back too far on it. Luckily, he was able to lay out to make the grab.
Grant J stays on second. Becerra on first. 2 away here. Nathan Hall, 2 for 3. Single, a triple, and a sac fly. Top 4. And it's 9-2. Cotuit with 16 hits. Just one in this inning. That was at Vincula, who singled to start off the frame. 3-0 count. Maloney's walked 2 in this ball game. Coming into this, he had allowed just a combined 3. And there's a strike. Three balls, 1 strike, 2 away. First and second occupied. That one over for a strike. Maloney allowed 2 walks in his debut outing. That was against YD back on July 7th. Most walks he's allowed in an outing. And he's tied that today with a pair in this inning. Payoff delivery. And staying alive is Hall. Lined out to left, Turner makes the striding grab. 2 left stranded on a hit, 2 walks, a run scores on a Compton sac fly. It's 9-2 Cotuit as we head to the home half of the 4th in the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV.
Ethan Eibe here with another edition of Wareham Walk-Off, and today it's right-handed pitcher Cole Lehman out of Lehigh University. Cole, It's great to have you. Let's get going.
Thank you. Thank you.
How did you even find your way to Wareham?
There was an old player at Lehigh a couple years ago, Mason Black. He played for Brewster. I think Coach Smythe was an assistant there, so there might have been some type of connection there. Other than that, it's always a goal of mine to be up here, and my coach at Lehigh made it happen, so I'm very excited to be here.
Things that you are working on this summer.
Yeah, I think I've found success in it in one of my starts, just kind of throwing the fastball in. That was a huge thing. Coach Luxus said that to us day one. Fastball in and change-ups to righties, so we've been trying to work on those things and, just keep my stuff working.
There you go. So, over at Lehigh, you are an economics major with a Spanish minor. Now, I'd love to know why the choice in both the major and the minor?
Well, I had a great economics teacher in high school, Mr. Wagner, and then Spanish minor, I just did some traveling as a kid. My family, we went to Cuba. I played in Puerto Rico for a week.
How are you enjoying the Cape League experience so far?
Oh, it's great. I love all the guys, love the coaches, love my host family. Tate, I live with Tate, love Tate.
That you think more people should know about Cole Lehman?
Well, I have a special talent of finding 4-leaf clovers.
Really?
So that's something. But try to be energetic, try to bring good energy every day. At school, something I'm big on is trying to help the younger guys, do the best they can and grow into the best pitchers they can be. So it's a big part of my game and who I am. So, yeah.
Cole Lehman, always looking to pass it along. Pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Bottom 4 at Spillane Field on the Gatemen Baseball Network. It is 9-2 as the Cotuit Kettleers lead it by 7. They've got 16 hits today. They just played at a run back in the top half of the 4th. So the Gatemen offense will step up, and finally they face a new arm. Luis Misla, the lefty out of Cortland, looked pretty good through 3 innings of work as he's allowed just 2 earned runs. So it's Bryson Parrish that's all ready to take over. And he's had some decent stuff this year, 2.57 ERA through 7 innings. This will be his 4th appearance. Ethan, new arm, new chance to reset and hit around.
Yeah, they haven't had too much to speak of today. Of course, just that one hit against Misla. But that 3rd frame, granted, there were a lot of wild pitches there, walks as well. Hey, new guys out there, this is the chance to get back into this thing.
Parrish out of northern Alabama, the Atlantic Sun. 3.58 ERA there. He's done all 4 years of eligibility, and he's got some good stuff. Gatemen with Putnam, Jimenez, and Rivera to step up to the dish. And in the previous half inning, on a weird play where Advincula for Cotuit tried to swipe third while Maloney, the pitcher, wasn't paying attention. Looked like he might have been out. Murph Gray made an awkward tag, but it appeared to be in time. Ryan Smythe, manager of the Gatemen, argued and eventually got the boot.
And now batting for your Wareham Gatemen.
And I think that's exemplary of the frustration for the Gatemen right now during this 5-game losing stretch.
Yeah, it's all pouring out here in this one.
Gatemen with just one hit today. Putnam watches a first pitch ball as Parrish starts his day.
But, it could be refreshing, too, for that dugout to see that kind of emotion from their manager. You said it before, Kyle. He's a guy who wants to win, and he wants to show his guys that he's got their back. Now it's time for this group to step up in his honor.
Eli Putnam with a line drive to center. Make it a 6-game hit streak for Putnam as he cashes in with Wareham's second hit of the afternoon, a leadoff knock here in the bottom of the 4th.
Now batting number 14, the shortstop, Antonio Jimenez from UCF.
Jimenez walked aboard back in the 3rd. He was the first base runner of the afternoon for Wareham. Parrish in his previous outing went the long relief role. 3 1/3, didn't give up a run, 1 hit. That was at Brewster back in the 29th. Pick off to first, nothing doing. Putnam, base stealing threat, 7 on the year. Putnam, a corner infielder, but sneaky fast. Ball 1. Just had our Mass State Lottery hero of the game in between innings, Carl Baptiste. Police officer in Wareham for 30 years. Part of the peer support union, too. So he's a resource officer at the school here and also in a union that helps support officers when they are a part of traumatic situations. Also with his partner, a little canine named Lexi, Yellow Lab. 3 balls and no strikes.
Well, Kyle, I think we have no choice but to name Lexi our doggo of the day, huh?
The obvious choice here.
Hey.
Little yellow lab. She was so enthused to be there. Little cutie. 3-0. And it's ball 4. Jimenez. 2 walks in the ball game. 2 runners on to start off the bottom of the 4th.
Now batting the leading number 40.
So here's Eris Rivera. 0 for 1. He struck out swinging his first time up. You a big yellow lab guy?
You never go wrong with a yellow lab, though I've never had one in my life.
They shed a lot.
Yeah.
But they're always happy to see you. Rivera takes a ball upstairs.
You know what other breed sheds a lot?
No.
Dachshund Chihuahua mixes.
That's oddly specific. What, do you have one?
Oh, yeah. I've had one for most of my life. Pumpkin back home.
How old's Pumpkin?
17.
My goodness. 2-0 to Rivera. Second AB for him. Whoa, a late strike call. Pardon me.
My late wonderful boy, Dreyfus, had an even crazier breed.
What was that?
I had to give out business cards. A quicker hunch.
Oh, okay. Did you actually make business cards?
I really should have.
That's something you would do.
I know.
1-2. Rivera just under that fastball.
Yeah, he just left us a couple months ago. He was also 17.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's all right. We got the memories, you know?
That is what matters at the end of the day.
And I've got a lot of baseball memories with that dog, specifically. He was the commissioner of our backyard football league. I'll have you know.
I was going to say, Dreyfus seemed like a baseball guy.
I mean, there'd be many, many weekends and afternoons spent whacking wiffle balls in the backyard after school or just when I had some downtime, and he'd be out there with me just watching. He wouldn't go and fetch any of the balls, of course. That was my job, but he'd be there watching me for moral support.
And how old was he again?
Well, he was 17.
Okay.
But he was with me for a long time. since I was 5.
1-2 pitch. There's a rollover to short. Throw to second, gets away. Putnam coming home. He's going to score. And they hold the runners there. Hit a ball, score a run.
Well, I do like a little chaos. Finally, something benefiting the Gatemen. Catch a break on the throwing miscue. Cerny just had that one wide right of Advincula.
9-3, Gatemen back within 6 here. And it looks like they gave him the hit on that. Oh, pardon me. They do score an error. Corner's occupied, and the first pitch is roped into left. Billy Parker comes through with his first hit as a Wareham Gateman, and it's Wareham's 4th run of the afternoon. They're within 5 now.
I love that for Billy Parker. First pitch, seeing eyes, single to left. Hey, this group still got some fight.
Jimenez touches home plate. Rivera on second, Parker on first. They've got something brewing now with 2 hits in the inning and 3 on the afternoon. Johan Desero steps up. He's 0 for 2. 0-1. 17 years old, you said your dogs were.
Yeah.
That's 119.
Yeah, that's a lot of dog years. I prefer not to think about that.
All right, I won't mention it. 0-1 pitch to Desero. He goes around. 0-2.
Yeah, but every time, moving forward, I play some ball in the backyard. That's what I'm thinking about,
Well, the Gatemen showing their dogs right now as they're trying to claw their way back. Back-to-back innings with 2 runs. Desero skies that and to the seats. Johan Desero would be a French bulldog.
I have no doubt of that.
Oui.
Oui.
0-2. Still no outs here. Bottom 4. And ball 1 upside.
Not all of us can be a Pressa Canario.
Tried. It's too difficult. And I wonder what Gavin Black is up to right now. Swing and a miss. First strikeout for Parrish as he takes over. And there's 1 away.
You know what dog I see in you, Kyle?
What is that?
A whippet.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it my energy or?
That. Just you. I don't know. I don't have reasons for these things.
A whippet. They're like small greyhounds, aren't they? Yes, they are. Miniature greyhounds. Colby Turner at the dish. He's 0 for 1. A fly out and a hit by pitch.
Long nose.
It's totally fair. I can't be upset about that. You're right. 2 runners on, and that one nearly gets to the backstop. All right, now I got to think of a good dog for you.
Oh, boy.
Two balls, no strikes. And 1 away. And ball 3. Called strike in the outside edge. Swinging a hammer out to center. Davelin's going to have to find that one at the wall, and it's off the top of the wall. 2 runs are going to score. Skating up at second is Turner. The throw, not in time. And the ball gets away. Turner wants 3, and he'll get it. Gatemen right back in it with an extra base knock. Turner.
How about that for a spark, huh? Man, did he put a charge into that one. I mean, just blistered that one to center field right off the top of the wall. That was nearly a center cut 3-run homer, but he'll settle for the 3-bagger.
Gatemen offense alive now. That's their 4th hit in the afternoon. They've plated 4 in this inning, and it's 9-6. And Murph Gray steps up. He just broke a little bit of a slump as well, with a single back in the 30s, 1 for 2 today. He's got Turner on third. Jacob Gerald, who's in the hole with 1 away, would effectively represent the tying run as well. Infield in with 1 down, and a check swing foul.
No.
And ball 1. What's your approach to this, AB, if you're Murph Gray?
Anything in the air. That's what he's looking for right now. Just drive him in.
Two and 1. Bryson Parrish hasn't given up a run since the 20th. He's seen 4 touch home plate in this inning.
Come on now.
2-2. And staying alive.
It's a difficult pitch to get on top of. Credit to him for fouling it back.
Bangs it to short. Nice play by Cerny. The throw to first in time.
Man, what a pick by Cerny. Too smooth.
So Turner stays on third with 2 away. Jacob Gerald, the last hope for the Gatemen to continue this little hot streak here in the 4th. Infield backs up now. Gerald 0 for 1 today. 2 for his last 13. That one smashed out to center. Another stride for Davelin, but this time he finds it for out number 3. Some noise in this inning, though, as the Gatemen plate 4 runs. They strand 1, but how about that double from Turner to empty the bases a little bit? Gatemen back in it, 9-6. And before we go, let's send it down to the 3rd member of our broadcast crew, Madison Walker, for more.
Thank you so much, Kyle. I am down here on the field, and let me tell you, that inning was even more fun to watch from this view, right? I got to talk to Murph Gray a little bit before the game. He told me all about this ritual they did to bless their bats. He said they got eucalyptus and lavender candles, put their bats in a circle. You know, they were playing crazy music, lights off. Looks like it's working because we've seen multiple guys get out of their slumps today. And honestly, I'm here for it. Any crazy superstition, anything like that, if it's going to get them hitting, if it's going to get us out of a 8-0 lead and kind of bring us back, I'm here for it. We also saw them do a little dance. I know, Ethan, I know you saw it. Our entire team, pitchers, position players, everyone, all in a circle led by Griffin O'Connor, shirts off, dancing, you know, doing the dance, the celebration dance they do after they hit a double. And looks like it's working. They're getting pumped up. They had mobs out there shagging with them earlier. I think the energy is up. They want to win. You know, they especially want to win after their head coach just got ejected. They're fighting for something, and I think that's definitely showing out there today. So hopefully we can get those runs back and kind of figure it out and get back ahead, get out of this 5-game skid. So as of now, I'm going to throw it back up there to you guys.
Well, thank you, Madison. And yeah, do anything to get the bats going, and clearly that dance is working as they come through with 3 hits in that inning and plate 4 runs. The big one, that double off the top of the wall in center field from Colby Turner. Great stuff And with that, how about we continue these good vibes and talk about the debut of Jack Smith. He's the third arm out of the pen today, Ethan, a righty out of Arkansas to try and bolster this pitching staff down the home stretch.
Yeah, Smith just wrapping up his freshman season. He opted to redshirt, so didn't play any ball games with the Razorbacks this year, but he becomes the latest Razorback on this Gatemen roster. Another left-hander added late to the bullpen. He was just activated today, so good to see him making his debut here in a ball game that the Gatemen find themselves right back into. I mean, the energy those first 3 innings was just sapped from them after the hot start that Cotuit got out to. So let's see if Smith can keep those Cotuit bats at bay.
We'll have to do our own shirtless rendition of whatever ritual they were doing and continue the good vibes, I guess, Ethan.
I really look forward to asking Griffin O'Connor about that because I actually was not here for that, but I saw some videos that our fellow interns took of the moment. It's literally 30 guys in left field, shirtless, all gathered around Griffin doing some kind of a ritualistic something, and I really don't know. But aside from that, with the coaching staff, Smythe and Luxus buying some candles, I mean, you really do have to try everything. So I don't blame them for it.
Well, the fun differential for this team off the charts.
Oh, it's showing itself today.
But they're down 9-6, and they came through in a big way in the bottom of the 4th to snap a little bit of an offensive woe these past couple of games. So Wareham back in it. Jack Smith making his Cape League debut. He faces 3-4-5 in the Cotuit order to start things off. Here's Tanner Thatch. Outside for ball 1. Lefty from Arkansas has yet to get his first licks at the NCAA level, but this summer, the 19-year-old did make a pit stop in the New England Collegiate Baseball League for Ocean State. Collected 10 1/3 innings there. 1-1. And threw pretty much an inning at a time. 10 games. 10 1/3 innings.
Was rated the #1 left-handed pitcher in Alabama by Perfect Game last year.
Curveball way up. 2-1 count. Thatch today, 2 for 3. Fly ball down the right field line. Chapman giving chase. He's been smooth there today. There's out number 1. Devin Taylor's turn. He's 2 for 3 with a pair of doubles today. Cotuit on 16 hits today. So Maloney's day is done. He threw an inning, gave up an earned run on a hit, and a pair of walks last frame. Top 5 and Jack Smith making his Cape League debut. There's strike 1. I think Taylor wanted time or something there. He just stepped out of the box. Oh, 0-1. Low. Midway through this contest, pretty much. Game started at 6, and it's 8 o'clock right now, or almost. 2-1 count. We're on track for a 4-hour game today, Ethan.
Wonderful. Got any more good news?
I'm hungry.
Me too, buddy. Me too.
1-1. Right down the pipe. Strike 2.
You and food.
Yeah, there's a thing about me and food. I don't know what it is. I need it 3 times a day, it feels like.
I think you're underselling it.
Well, I didn't say what my portion sizes were. Taylor staying alive. 1 away. Top 5, and it's 9-6 Cotuit. Taylor breaking out today with a pair of extra base hits. He was 4 for his last 23 over the past week coming into this. That's a 175 clip. And now he's working a full count in his 4th AB. Full count. Fights it off to shallow left. Turner says he has it. And he didn't lie. There's 2 away. Charles Davelin's turn. He's 1 for 3. He introduced Tony Pluta to the ball game with a single. His only hit of the afternoon. And Davelin facing his college teammate to be. And outside, Davelin spent a couple of seasons at Florida Gulf Coast, announces his transfer to Arkansas. Has yet to touch ground in Arkansas yet, but his buddy Jack Smith's already been there. There's a fly ball to shallow right. Chapman finds it for out number 3. Great debut for Jack Smith. 1, 2, 3, go the Kettleers. And it's the first 0 of the ball game from a Gatemen pitcher. Bottom 5 coming at you, 9-6. Kettleers lead it on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV.
PC is a Massachusetts-based leading-edge real estate closing, title, settlement, and personal injury and litigation law firm. Our clients trust us to provide the most comprehensive real estate closing and litigation services in Massachusetts. Our full network of closing and settlement attorneys, agencies, and litigators have expanded throughout New England and beyond. We deliver on that trust and reliance by offering the best professional prompt assistance, advanced technology, and state-of-the-art closing services in the real estate law and litigation business today. Our commitment to excellence, honest reputation, and tradition of aggressive representation to provide quality legal services is what we will continue to demonstrate at Sync Law. We believe and will prove that successfully addressing client needs requires more than just knowledge of the law. It requires a mastery of good representation and an attitude to finalize every transaction to my client's satisfaction. Live life to the fullest and let us Sync Law.
9-6 Kettleers, bottom 5 coming up, and taking you the rest of the way is the one, the only, Ethan Eibe.
Were there supposed to be trumpets or something? Were you supposed to have anything that's like signaling the fact that Ethan Eibe is stepping up to the microphone anyways? Here we go, bottom of the 5th inning, and a 9-6 Cotuit lead here at Spillane Field. 3 games left in the regular season. It has certainly flown, and the Gatemen find themselves losers of 5 in a row. It went down very early, 7-0 to Cotuit in this one, but they have battled back. 2 runs in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th. They are right back in this thing as Reese Chapman watches ball 1 outside. On the mound still is Bryson Parrish, the right-hander. University of North Alabama deals to the Tennessee Volunteers. It's slapped foul, 1-1. Ryan Smythe ejected from this ball game. That was back in the 4th inning.
And then they started hitting.
And of course, bottom of the inning rolls around and those bats come to life. We saw a 2-run triple from Colby Turner. RBI for Billy Parker as well in his first start. 1-1 to Chapman. Is foul tipped and away, 1-2. So for Cotuit, they're 9 runs on 16 hits, 1 shy of their season high. Just 4 hits on the 6 runs for Wareham. They've benefited from a couple of hit-by pitches, 3 total walks as well. As Chapman a chopper to the right side, taking it himself, Parrish, and he'll go to the bag himself as well. 1 away.
Interesting play, but momentum just took him over there, I guess.
Your classic 1 unassisted in the scorebook.
Yes, of course.
So here's Eli Putnam. And he started that 4th inning rally. He scored on an error. Antonio Jimenez scored on Billy Parker's single, and then Colby Turner drove in both Jimenez and Parker. First pitch to Putnam, he shows bunt, and it's foul. What do you think about that idea, dropping one down?
And it's kind of interesting considering he just singled, but it's like, you know, when you're still kind of in an offensive slump, why not?
A Tapper foul up the line.
He does move well. Like, people wouldn't expect that, him being pretty much a pure first baseman, although we did see him play third yesterday.
Yes, we did. He started in place of Murph Gray, who got a day of rest. In the 0-2. Tapper back to the mound, attempting to backhand it. Now it rolls to Advincula, throw to first, and that's in time for the second out. But how about that effort from Parrish? He just stuck the glove out right behind his back and hopes he'd knock it down.
You know who would have made that play? Greg Maddox.
Greg Maddox. But remember Nick Martinez?
I do recall that name.
Well, I remember Nick Martinez because when he was a Texas Ranger, this must have been like 2016 or 15 or something like that, he caught a line drive. I don't know who hit it, but just by sticking his glove right behind his head. It was one of those, classic comebackers, a line drive shot up the middle, but no one had ever made a catch quite like that. And then he doubled off a runner as well. Antonio Jimenez watches one outside for ball one. Are you pulling up the highlight right now of what I just described?
Well, I want to see who the hitter was.
An Angel, I'm going to guess Colin Cowgill. What year was this?
It was Andrelton Simmons.
It was Andrelton Simmons. Wow.
Yeah.
7 years ago?
Haven't heard that name in a second.
Yeah. The 1-0. Popped up. This one on the infield. Advincula calling. And he makes the catch. A quick inning for Bryson Parrish, responding to that 4-run fourth. We're on our way to the sixth inning from Spillane, 9-6 Cotuit on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they are ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Sixth inning on deck from Spillane Field here in Wareham, and the Cotuit Kettleers find themselves up 9-6. Second inning of relief for Jack Smith. His first frame in his debut outing was a beauty. 3 fly ball outs from the heart of the Ket's order, but now he'll deal with Jaron Advincula, followed by Grant J. and Tyler Cerny. A rough start to this one from Cole Amon, the right-hander out of Lehigh. He was blasted for 7 runs. 10 hits allowed over an inning and a third. Tony Pluta came on, just allowed 1 earned run over an inning and 2/3. Matthew Maloney had the 4th, Smith the 5th, and now here we are. Gatemen finally scoring their first runs in this one in the 3rd inning. They put up a couple. RBI in that frame for Desero and Gerald. Had a nice 2-run triple from Colby Turner in the 4th inning as well. Be up to Smith here to keep this deficit at 3 as he faces one of the best contact hitters in the entire Cape League this summer. A called strike gets the at-bat rolling.
It'll be big to just get ahead early in at-bats, and that was the issue with the first couple of pitchers for Wareham.
Advincula is 3 for 3 tonight as he's brushed away by this one. Scored in the 4th. Classic Advincula day at the plate, spraying the ball all over the field. The 1-1. Slap towards first. Putnam's there to gather it in. Race to the bag, and he wins.
And finally, Advincula's put away.
That kid is so sneaky. I mean, he's going to be a left-handed contact guy at the major league level someday. He is so hard to get out.
And this will be the end of the line for Jack Smith. He faces 4 and retires 4, and Eric Lux is out there to grab the ball from him. So nice debut outing for the left-hander out of Arkansas. And we'll see who his replacement is, jogging in from the bullpen here. 1 away in the top of the 6th, 9-6 Cotuit on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV.
Whatever your technology needs are, Secure One can help. Learn more at SecureOne.com. SecureWON.com.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower, the largest private property owner in eastern Massachusetts, and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and stewardship. For 170 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
Attention baseball fans, are you ready to hit a financial home run? PCT Federal Credit Union is here tonight to make your dreams of home ownership and driving off in that new car a reality. Their unbeatable low rates on mortgage and auto loans are a win for everybody. Whether you're rounding the bases to buy your first home or looking to upgrade your ride, PCT Federal Credit Union has got your back. Swing by their tent before you leave or visit their website to learn more about how they can help you step up to the plate and score big on your financial goals.
The AD Makepeace Company also owns and operates Reed Custom Soils, the area's leading manufacturer of custom soils, including CU structural soil and Rooflight certified green roof media. Reed Custom Soil is also a manufacturer and distributor of baseball infield mix and conditioners. To learn more, visit www.reedcustomsoils.com.
We return to Wareham and we find ourselves with a Stetson right-hander on the mound. It's Zane Coppersmith coming on for his 9th appearance of the year. The numbers on him, 8 2/3 innings, 4 earned runs allowed. That ERA just above 4. 11 strikeouts to his 2 walks this year. He takes over for Jack Smith. The left-hander out of Arkansas was terrific in his Cape League debut, added to the active roster today, and Kyle, he was good over the short time that we saw him.
Yeah, how about that debut? He retired 4 in a row to get things rolling and proves that his addition to the roster could be very, very helpful down this home stretch.
The Gatemen adding on a ton of left-handed relievers, anticipating a left-handed opponent just like Cotuit. I mean, they stack their lineup with lefties, so it is a very likely playoff opponent here between Cotuit or Hyannis. As Coppersmith deals and pours in strike 1 to Grant J. The Cotuit catcher is 1 for 2 today. Had a 2-run single back in the first. Ketts got out to a 7-0 lead, and the Gatemen have battled back since. Fouled back 0-2. Wareham dropping out of the top 2 in the league. The last time these two teams faced off, it was back at Lowell Park on July 19th. Kettleers won that one 6-1, and the Gatemen have been sitting in 3rd place ever since. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not, says first base umpire Steve Callenda. It's been a battle to get back since, and obviously losing 5 in a row is not going to help you. But here they are with 3 games left in the season, and hopefully a comeback at hand here as we get into the later stages of this ball game. Just below the zone, 2-2. Two from Coppersmith. Outside, a full count. We sat down with Tate McGuire and Cole Lehman a couple of days ago for a fun episode of Wareham Whip Around at Cape Cod Coffee, which I believe is now available on Spotify. And we're talking golf during that conversation with those two guys as Jay skies one in the air to center field. It'll back Billy Parker up. He lines it up and makes the catch. 2 gone here in the top of the 6th. And while talking with Tate and with Cole, we asked them, well, who's the dark horse golfer on this team? Who is the best golfer amongst the Gatemen? And they, without hesitation, said Zane Coppersmith.
It's always the sneaky ones.
So Coppersmith evidently the one guy who really knows how to swing it.
as Tyler Cerny stands in. And a called strike, top of the zone. Honorable mention goes to Mike Mobbs. We've heard some great things about his golf game. 0-1. 0-2. Right at the top of the zone both times. I'd like to see a Cape League broadcaster golf tournament.
Oh man, maybe it's not too late to organize that.
Might not be. Fouled back.
I'm sending text messages.
Okay, who we sending the first ones off to? Orleans?
Yes.
Probably Orleans. You and me against Ian and Dylan?
Oh,
that would go crazy. The pitch. Up. 1-2. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'll probably drag our score way down, but I will try my best if that is something that's in the cards for us.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm not a very good golfer myself.
You're better than me. You at least know how to roll with the driver. And now, brief pause in play as Jacob Jarrell hands something off to Cody Doyle. He just took a bouncer off of his chest. Looks like they're readjusting his chest protector. Cody handed off, or Cody received something from Jarrell there. I'm not sure what it was. Well, it's a 2-2 count to Tyler Cerny. Bases clear and 2 away. Coppersmith comes home, and he strikes him out. Challenged him with a fastball he couldn't catch up. Another 1-2-3 inning here for the Gatemen. We go bottom of 6. Aris Rivera, Billy Parker, Johan Destro due up when we return a 9-6 Cotuit lead on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV.
Welcome into our next installment of the Wareham Walk-Off, and this time we're joined by a Wareham Gatemen infielder out of Fresno State, Murph Gray. You ready to roll?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right, let's do it. Well, how was the Cape trip choose your destination this summer?
Honestly, pretty great. I love it out here. The weather's nice, the people are great, and I'm playing with some of the best of the best, so I love it.
Warm weather, too, I guess kind of akin to California being from there?
Yeah, pretty similar. I'd say it's more humid here, but I mean, it's more dry heat in California.
Gotcha. All right, well, before you were Mountain West Freshman of the Year, you had a pretty good high school athletic career. I heard you played basketball. Were you a good hooper?
Yeah, I was a decent hooper. I played some center, some power forward. I did all right.
Okay, you were kind of forcing that center role. I mean, you're 6'4", 6'5". I guess you were the tallest kid on the team?
Oh, yeah, for sure the tallest on the team, so I kind of got forced into that.
Okay, well, another thing that you did that you don't do now was pitch in high school. Is it true that you tossed a perfect game?
Yeah, so that was our first game of the season. I tossed a perfect game, and it was honestly just kind of weird and surreal since I wasn't going to be a pitcher at the next level, so it was just...
And then where did that transition happen where you decided to just become a hitter?
I want to say about my junior year of high school, I was more focused on hitting, just becoming a better hitter, kind of bettering myself, and then I love hitting. It's my passion. So.
Well, you're pretty good at it. You're on a hot streak right now, and you hit 3 home runs in a matter of 48 hours at the beginning of this week, too. Oh, yeah. So we're glad to have you. My final note on that, to get to know you before we end this session, your birth certificate says Tristan. So where did the name Murph come from?
So the name Murph comes from the movie Like Mike, one of my favorite movies. Little white kid in there named Murph. Super pale, super white, and then when I was born, I was the same way, super pale, so the nickname just kind of stuck ever.
Bryson Parrish continues for the Cotuit Kettleers here as we go to the bottom half of the 6th inning. The right-hander out of North Alabama will face Aris Rivera, Billy Parker, and Johan Destro here as the Gatemen find themselves down 9-6. They've been battling back up, Kyle, after starting out with a 7-0 Ketts lead.
Yeah, it's been great stuff. I mean, this is a team that just hits in spurts, so at this point, having collected 4 and a lot of that work really back in the 4th, very promising to see.
So 8-9-1 due up as Grant J fires it down. RBI tonight for Destro, Colby Turner, Billy Parker as well in his first home start, his first Cape League start as well. Nine runs on 16 hits for Cotuit tonight. Just 4 hits tallied by the Gatemen as they look to snap a 5-game skid. Cotuit looking to break a 3-game skid of their own. They've broken a 20-inning scoreless streak in a thunderous way. 3 in the first and 4 in the second. Rivera, 2 hits and 7 trips to the plate entering play. Just 3 games played as a Gateman this summer. The 1-0. At the knees, called a strike. A chopper towards short. High hop off the stone dust for Cerny. And the throw to first in time. Nice stretch there from Tanner Thatch. 1 away.
The defense for Cotuit's been so-so throughout the ball game. That's not an easy play.
And they had 1 error back in the 4th inning from Cerny, but otherwise it's been spotless. Here's Billy Parker. 1 for 1 today. He scored twice. He also reached on a walk. He watches a fastball up for ball 1. Parker, terrific kid out of Army. And he belts this one high and deep to left field. Look at this one fly. Compton's back, and that ball is gone. Billy Parker, welcome to Spillane. It's a 2-run ball game. Billy blasting off.
Man, did he get all of that one. Where did that land?
I mean, that was tattooed. And a salute as he heads into the dugout. The Army product has himself his first Cape League home run. And we'll take a look at this one more time. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Launch angle on that thing. What a shot. Yohan Destro swings and misses at strike 1. Nice way to endear yourself to the home crowd here in your first ball game here at Spillane.
Waiting to see the distance on that thing.
I have terrible news for you, Kyle Marchak.
What is that?
TrackMan is down.
What?
The one time we really could have needed it. And I have a theory as to why. My electric round during intern batting practice earlier this afternoon.
It must have broke it. Had to.
The 1-1. Chopper back to the mound. Parrish there to get it. And the throw to first in time for out number 2. I mean, we all have a hand in that. Of course, we don't know why TrackMan is down, but we can only guess that the lofty power of yours truly. Now, you had a good round too, Kyle.
I was all over the place today, man. I don't know what was wrong with my swing. I was better left-handed than I was right-handed.
I couldn't bear watching you in the field, though. You trying to shag was just wanted to claw my eyes out. I'm sorry.
I was an outfielder in my day, and the ground balls were mean to me. That's my excuse.
Swing and a miss by Colby Turner. I took a ground ball off the noggin today. I'm looking at my producer, Joseph Patrick Henry. 25 contact, 125 power is how he describes himself. He scorched one to me at shortstop, and that was my introduction to the Stone Dust. I'll say that much.
25 contact?
That's what he said. Those were his words, not mine.
Like .25?
Oh, man. Shots fired. 0-2 to Colby Turner. The pitch on the way. Lined out towards center field. Drifting after it, Davelin, and he hauls it in. Out number 3, but how about Billy Parker? Blasting off to left field, his first Cape League homer, and we have ourselves a 2-run ball game at Spillane Field. On our way to the 7th at Wareham, 9-7 Cotuit on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. But first, let's check on Madison Walker.
Thank you so much, Ethan. That ball hit the top of the snack shack, and wow, I mean, watching everyone in the dugout salute him as he came in because he plays for Army, I mean, he had his first game in. I knew he was going to do something good. It's kind of like we always, like, remember when Jacob Giroux had his first game and he hit a home run? It seems to be a tradition for us. Or it could be the intern batting practice, like you mentioned. Look, I have the battle scars to prove it. I was hitting very aggressive, you know, got to get in there, get it going. started bleeding. I wanted it too bad, you know what I mean? And so did Ethan, and so did Kyle. Kyle was out there, I mean, gone. Ethan really impressed me because he likes to downplay how good he was at baseball and talks about how he started, you know, calling games in high school. But you know what? Don't let him fool you, because we all did pretty good. He did great. Kyle did great. And I think it inspired him. You know, they were like, we can't let the interns be better than us, even though they can hit the ball a lot further, but they don't need to know that. So let's just keep encouraging them, keep the chemistry, keep the momentum going, and hopefully this 2-run ball game will soon be ours. I'm hoping, I'm praying, you know, we'll see where it goes. But as of now, I'm going to throw it back up to the booth to you guys.
Thank you so much, Madison Walker. Great stuff there. Yeah, intern BP was absolutely a blast. And you know what? We have to give credit to Madison as well. She told me before BP that she had never even swung a baseball bat before.
Liar.
I mean, and she went up there. Granted, it was a little bit of a struggle. She certainly had an adjustment period, but at the end of the day, I think she took like 3 or 4 rounds, and she actually went out to the outfield. So props to her for sticking through it. She said she's got the battle scars to show for it. So I know she had some blisters along the hand. That's what you got. That's what you got to do, though.
And that's a lot for her. She had her nails did, you know. No, but she looked great. She made some pretty quick adjustments. She was a Division I athlete after all.
Yeah, she ran track. She said, I ran track, Ethan. I never swung a bat. I was like, okay, well, today's the day for you. Timo Becerra digs in. He takes a first pitch called strike from Zane Coppersmith. You know who else was really solid today? And we really should have seen this coming, was Erin Frew.
Yeah?
She probably could have played some college softball somewhere, I have to guess, as this one's flipped foul, and she was smoking balls out there today as well.
You know who's one we haven't mentioned that I think personally was the best was Joseph McLaughlin.
Joe Mack. Have a day. Our beat writer. Fastball up 1-2. Yeah, he had a nice little stroke from the left side and just powered balls out to right field. And you actually tried switch hitting, didn't you?
I did. Well, I was equally as bad on both sides. He switch hit, the only other switch hitter, and he looked good from both sides. He was more pop from the left side, definitely favored the pull side, and then from the right side, actually hit a couple out to the gap to right center, letting it get deep in his swing. He looked good from both sides. He was pretty consistent.
And we already talked about how our assistant general manager and MLB scout liaison, Daniel Roach, was just terrific today as well. I mean, he was smashing balls out to left field. Trackman, Spatterman, Sean McGarry was terrific as well. One guy who really flopped, in my opinion, just absolutely did not meet my expectations, was Joseph Wisniewski. Joseph Wisniewski, our wonderful assistant to the president and filling in as our public address announcer today. I mean, this guy was trying to blast off everything to right field. He was pulling a Bryce Harper swing on just about everything.
Yep.
And nothing was going out.
I think he whiffed on like 5 in a row in his first round. You know what I would say
Only
to that?
5?
You know what I would say to that? It is a long way from Williamsport.
Very true. This one's fouled back. Becerra with now a 3-2 count. Yeah, Wisniewski played in Williamsport many, many moons ago. Payoff pitch from Coppersmith is lined towards second, and it's by Desro into right field. Leadoff knock for the Kettleers, their first hit since the 4th inning.
Bullpen's been picking it up recently. 2 straight games now that we've seen the bullpen string together 3 consecutive scoreless innings.
You know, I'm upset, Kyle, because I never got to see Keegan Maloney take batting practice.
Oh, he left yesterday.
The Cape League's buffest photographer.
Easily.
Departed this morning for a job somewhere, so he had to leave us early. As Brandon Compton steps in, leadoff man for Cotuit out of Arizona State, and he watches a strike. I mean, I don't know about Keegan's baseball abilities, but I'm sure if he got a hold of one, it was going to go a long way.
Well, he played lacrosse back in the day, so my guess is he actually would have been pretty bad.
Logical.
But who am I to say?
He fists this one foul 0-2 on Compton.
I stank. That was awful.
It was not Kyle Marchak's day at the park.
Not my day at the park. I'm upset.
I liked my performance, personally.
I would have been very pleased with that if I were you.
I just love that inside pitch, and they were just putting it right where I like it. 0-2. Coppersmith didn't put that one where he wanted it, and it's down 1-2.
Let it be known, though, I have beaten you in wiffle ball.
Yes, indeed you have. I think we both hit a fair amount of home runs against each other.
Yes. I think you are still the better hitter in wiffle ball, but I have the slight edge in pitching.
I think that you also have better... I think you have better hitting skills. I have good eye skills. That's my thought on it. The 1-2. Compton a fly ball, foul down the left side. It's pride of mine. I know the strike zone very well, even if it is just a lawn chair that we have decided to put up in the backyard as a strike zone.
Yep.
That translates to MLB The Show as well.
We got to play again soon. We haven't played wiffle ball in over a week.
Yeah, that's true. Let's get Tony Pluta in the mix.
Yup.
Billy Parker, too, baby.
Oh, yeah, we got to get him now.
1-2. Roller towards second. There's Desro with it. Shovels to short. Jimenez the turn. Got him there. 4-6-3 double play. Nicely turned by the duo of Desro and Jimenez.
Yeah, they've been getting comfortable with each other up the middle. Desro, in light of a couple of missing spots in the lineup, has stamped himself as the second baseman of this team, and him and Jimenez looking smooth there.
Nice way to record the first couple of outs of this 7th inning. Gatemen have scored those 7 runs across the last 4 frames to find themselves right back in it. Called strike here to Nathan Hall, right fielder out of South Carolina. He tripled back in the 3rd. He's 2 for 4. This Cotuit lineup has been cycled through now up to 5 times. Liner towards second. That'll find the grass in right. 2-out knock for Nathan Hall. 3rd hit for him today.
They're just seeing those off speeds on the outside part of the dish right now.
And now here's another mound visit from Eric Luxus, with Tanner Thatch due up next. Coppersmith applying the rosin to his right arm. We'll see if this is a conversation or if this is the end of the line. And it looks like that will be it. See if Luxus goes with a left-hander here. He does have the card now with Ryan Smythe ejected earlier tonight. So Coppersmith departs, leaves a 2-out runner on first here in the top of the 7th inning. 9-7 Kettleers over the Gatemen on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV.
Edition of the Wareham Walk-Off, and this time we're with an outfielder from Louisville, Michael Lippy. You ready to roll?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do it. Well, Michael, like a lot of players on this team, you've been around the block. You're from Wisconsin, highly ranked player, and then you were in the Northwoods. So what brought you to the Cape?
I think had a pretty good year in the woods, and my coaching staff just told me it's just the next step in the process of college baseball, so they decided to send me here. So, I mean, it's a blessing that I got sent here. It's a blessing I'm still here. So.
Gotcha. So what about the big difference between Midwest baseball and the East Coast? Is this your first time being akin to the East Coast other than playing in the ACC?
Yeah, I mean, this is my first time in the East Coast. I would say, like, playing baseball here and in Wisconsin, it's pretty similar in a way. I mean, obviously the competition is way higher out here in the Cape and the woods and woods in Wisconsin and everything. It's much. The talent isn't as deep as it runs in the Cape.
All right, well, my final question now that we're a home plate, which is a familiar spot for you. Your favorite memories playing baseball here in Wareham so far?
Favorite memories probably just like the bus rides and going on that winning streak that we had earlier in the season. I think that was like a lot of fun just to, baseball's a lot more fun when you're winning games and stuff, no matter like how you're doing personally or anything. So, I mean, it's just great team, great environment. So I'd say that winning streak and just all the bus rides have been a lot of fun.
Yeah,
so,
seems like it. Well, can't help but agree. Thank you, Michael.
Yep.
All right, that's Michael Lippy. I'm Kyle Marchak. We'll catch you guys for our next edition of the Wareham Walk-Off.
That's Hudson Lee.
Hudson Lee on the mound now for the Wareham Gatemen as we're still in the 7th inning. Pretty sure Kyle Marchak jumped the gun on that one. 9-7 Cotuit here in the top of the 7th.
No one told us we were on.
I think it was very much made clear to us that we were on. Anyways, It's all good in the hood. Tanner Thatch due up. Lefty on lefty matchup here. That's why Eric Luxus goes to the pen to retrieve Lee, who takes over for Zane Coppersmith. It's Lee's 4th appearance on the year. He's allowed 1 earned run over his 3 innings of work, so this is very much an assignment-based outing. Luxus playing the matchup here against a guy who's one of the best hitters in this Cotuit order in Tanner Thatch.
Hey, you got 2. Need 1. Turner!
Yeah, he's definitely got quite the alignment in front of him. Not too bad a situation to endorse. I think they want him to just finish this, and then go hitter for hitter next inning, see how far he can go.
Cotuit's got 18 hits scattered in this ballgame, a season high. A check on the runner at first, and Nathan Hall is safe there. He's leaning towards second. First pitch, slider at the knees and a called strike. Hudson Lee out of Clemson, dealing with his future Clemson battery mate Jacob Jarrell behind the dish. He started his career at Wake Forest. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Ahead now 0-2.
Here comes the heat.
Let's see it. Thatch has a couple of hits in this ball game. 0-2 coming. Runner goes. Pitch outside. Jarrell's throw down. The tag from Jimenez is not in time. Was thrown to the shortstop side of the bag. Jimenez tried to swing the tag around, but it's a stolen base with 2 outs for Nathan Hall.
Yeah, tough play. I mean, for a guy like Hall who moves so well, it's going to be bang bang, and you got to have that throw on the dot.
7th stolen base for Hall this season. He's in scoring position now with 2 gone. Long look in for the sign from Jarrell. And time called by Jarrell.
Hey, regular depth. Turner, regular depth now.
Looks like he had a couple of words to say to the home plate umpire. That's Joshua Garcia.
Be talking maybe obstruction. Thatch, a guy who his back foot is like almost behind home plate. I mean, it is as close to home plate that a left-handed hitter can have their foot, pretty much.
He very much crowds the plate in that left-handed box. Couple of steps off of second for Hall. And the 1-2. Slider called, strike 3. Right through the front door goes Hudson Lee. Time to stand and sing at Spillane Field. A 9-7 Cotuit lead. Gatemen bats coming back up when we come back on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. Ethan Eibe here with another edition of Wareham Walk-Off, and today our guest is Davidson College's Eli Putnam, first baseman for the Gatemen. Eli, it's great to have you.
Thanks for having me.
All right, let's get to walking. So first things first, Eli, let's look at off-the-field stuff. What's something that's brought you joy this week outside of baseball?
Joy this week outside of baseball? We had 2 off days this week. I got to spend some of the time out on the beach, spent really my whole day. I guess it was Thursday. I spent in Sandwich, checking out some cool spots there, going to the gardens, getting some free time, relaxing. It's nice and chill.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, first year in the Cape, you were the Atlantic 10 home run champion this year. What is the transition to the Cape been like for you?
I mean, it's a step up in terms of competition from the A10 and our usual opponents, but I feel like it hasn't been too crazy. It's still 60 feet 6 inches, 90 feet between the bases. Still baseball at the end of the day.
Awesome stuff. Our last question for you, Eli, as we get ready to touch home. What's something that you want more people to know about Eli Putnam?
I think a lot of people wouldn't know something about me is that I'm a really big chef. I love to cook when I'm at school. I cook for all my roommates. Just last night made a nice tomato mozzarella gnocchi. You know, that's one of my biggest passions outside of baseball.
What's your favorite thing you like to cook?
I love pizza, Neapolitan pizza.
Ooh, okay, maybe we'll have to chef that up sometime.
Maybe. I'd love to.
Yep. All right, this has been Wareham Walk-Off. Eli Putnam, as always, a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
All right. It's Bryson Parrish still on the mound for the Cotuit Kettleers as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. 9-7. The Cats have the lead. But the Gatemen will send the heart of the order up in Murph Gray, Jacob Gerald, and Reese Chapman as we get into the final third of this ball game. The Gatemen have been persistent with their offense ever since they scored a couple of runs in the third. 4 in the fourth. They've been sticking with it, Kyle.
Yeah, just chugging along, and they've made it a ball game. They were down pretty big at one point, and for them to possibly claw their way back here, or at least just show that their offense is back in it, is huge for the morale of this team.
So here comes Murph Gray, who's 1 for 3 tonight. He's been riding a tough skid as this losing streak has persisted, up to 5 games for the Gatemen. He's 2 for his last 20 entering play, but he's coming off an off day. Let's see if he can get something going here for the Gatemen as we begin the last of the 7th. The check swing, strike 1. Gatemen 7 runs on 5 hits. It's a season high 18 knocks for the Kettleers. 0-1. Evens the count. Change on the left side of the infield for the Kettleers. Timo Becerra sliding from third base to shortstop. Tyler Cerny out of the ballgame. And Luke Hansen now the new third baseman for Cotuit. There's a called strike 2. Pitch on the way. A check swing, and he went around. Home plate umpire making the call himself. Joshua Garcia rings him up. 1 away.
Just a tough pitch. That fastball stayed way up.
Number 3, the catcher, Jacob.
Fastball up is a tough pitch to lay off. McGray's punched out. Here's Jacob Gerald, the Clemson catcher. Batting in the cleanup spot today, a rare spot for him. First offering. Driven out towards left field, falling fast, and it will get down in front of Brandon Compton. 1 out knock for Gerald.
That's just a good piece of hitting. Saw something middle, and put some barrel on it.
Now let's see what Reese Chapman can bring to the table. He's 0 for 3. A couple of fly ball outs to center field, and one of them was a very loud out. The bases loaded in the 3rd inning. He flew out to the deepest part of the ballpark, left center field. First to check on Gerald. Chapman a much better hitter here at home than he is on the road. 265 average compared to a 189 away from Spillane. At the knees and a called strike. 1 swing away from tying this thing up. Another pickoff play at first. Parrish has been in this ballgame since the 4th inning. Right-hander out of North Alabama took over for Luis Misla. Long relief outing. Swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2 on Chapman. Gerald not a stolen base threat at first base. Doesn't have any swipes this year. 0-2 coming. And it's way outside. Kets on a losing streak of their own. They've dropped 3 in a row. Both teams have clinched spots in the 2024 postseason. Now it's just a matter of the formalities and the seeding. 1-2. Wisely laying off. Cotuit finds themselves in second. They just lost the top spot in the Cape League West to the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Hawks beat them 4-0 yesterday. 2-2. And now a full count.
You imagine all 9 sequences. We had 3 pitches, all 9 sequences. Yeah. This is a 3-pitch mix. You gotta get fastball for your home run, your double, your single.
Payoff pitch coming. And it's down, ball 4. Chapman on his way to first, a 1-out walk. Moves Gerald up to second.
That's what this team does. When they're down, they try and lengthen their at-bats. Now, this is not really a team that likes to walk, but we've seen them rely on that from time to time in order to spark some more offense.
How about Chapman going from 0-2 down to a walk? He brings up perhaps the hottest bat in this Gatemen order, in Eli Putnam, who singled and scored in the 4th inning. First offering. A slider catches the outside part of the plate for strike 1. Putnam's got hits in 7 of his last 9 ball games. You saw a 5-game hitting streak snapped last game at Chatham. Parrish. Ball squirts away from the catcher, Jay. I believe Putnam checked his swing. Both runners advance.
2 guys in scoring position, they're down 2. There's 1 out, and you just got to put the ball in play here. Give them a shot.
Putnam with a chance to tie up this ball game as the Cotuit infield draws in. Middle infielders are now back. They started to walk in, now they sit on the edge of the outfield grass. A swing and a miss, 1-2. Corners are in, however, for Cotuit. They do rule that one a wild pitch to advance both runners. Parrish comes set. And the 1-2. Rounder up the middle, heading for it. The shortstop, Becerra, kicks off his glove and into center field. Gerald scores. Here comes Chapman. This ball game is tied. Down 7-0. They have come back to even the ledger. 9 apiece.
They're just getting on base. I mean, they're not hitting nearly at the rate that Cotuit is. But they're bringing the guys in when they can. And that is just a beautiful piece of hitting.
What a ball game we've seen unfold here at Spillane Field tonight. The second Ryan Smythe was ejected from this ball game in the top of the 4th inning. Something changed. And that bottom of the 4th is really when things got started for Wareham. They played at 4 in that frame. Now they've come all the way back as Antonio Jimenez watches strike 1. He pulled that bunt back. Putnam being held on at first. In the dirt. Jimenez has walked twice tonight, extending his team lead in that department. Officially, he's 0 for 1. The 1-1. Outside. Same amount of runs, 11 less hits for the Gatemen. 18 versus 7.
Efficiency.
It benefited from a couple of walks today as well. 2-1, swung on and missed. Out in front. Parrish up to 68 pitches here in his relief outing. He's been in since the 4th. 2-2, runner goes. Ball in the dirt and losing the handle on it, Jay. It's a stolen base for Putnam. 8th of the season and the potential go-ahead run now in scoring position with less than 2 down.
Talk about showing some fight in a time of struggle for this team. To put together this type of offense and just moving station to station today.
Jimenez with a real opportunity here. Payoff pitch. Foul back. Let's do it again. 2 scoring on the Putnam base hit. Now he stands alone at second. Jimenez ready, and the payoff again. Swung on and missed. Strike 3, the second out of the frame. Challenged him with a high fastball he couldn't lay off.
Now pinch hitting in the DH spot. Number 15.
And now here's a guy who could use an RBI. Nate Early.
kid a peculiar case. High 200s hitter, pair of homers on the year.
Just 1 home run, 1 RBI on the season for Early. But he does have a slew of doubles. He's got 7. Just none of them have come with anybody on. But he's got Putnam at second here. A check swing. Did he go? No, says J.C. Fernandez. Early was one of the 2 Gatemen in the home run derby this year at Falmouth.
Let's go, Nate! Let's go, Nate!
He swings and misses, evens the count.
It's weird how well he's hit, yet just 1 run driven in, and it was himself.
Good time to break that streak here. The 1-1 is down. The Gatemen coming back from a 7-0 deficit. Over these last couple of innings, they have erased it, and they have tied this game up.
No!
Catches the corner 2-2. So Early pinch hitting for Aris Rivera in the 8th spot. In the DH spot as well, so Early will just slide into that. Putting him several steps off of second. 2-2. Swing and a pop fly down the left field line. Hansen going after it. Compton coming in, and Hansen hauls it in. In foul ground for out number 3. Early pops out to end the frame. Potential go-ahead run stranded at second base in Putnam, but the Gatemen do come home and tie it. A 2-run single from Putnam. We're on our way to the top of the 8th inning. All squared at 9 on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV.
I couldn't get out, so they stopped the game. Umpires actually had to peel me out of the fence. They had to pull the fence.
And an incredible guest for us today on the pod, in the words of the great Jason Stark, writer, broadcaster, and distinguished former major leaguer, Doug Glanville. Doug, it is terrific to have you on today.
So, any favorite ballparks that you visited while you were in the Cape?
Yeah, I mean, of course, you got to love Spillane Field with like the all dirt infield or whatever he had going there, the darkened dirt. Let me see. Well, I didn't like Bourne because one time I slid for a ball. I was doing that cool move where the ball's up against the fence and you slide around it and then pop up and throw. And then I slid and went through the fence. So my leg got caught in the fence and I couldn't do anything. I had to roll the ball to the right fielder and I couldn't get out. So they stopped the game. Umpires actually had to peel me out of the fence and to pull the fence.
Oh my God.
So that wasn't a good memory. So Bourne, the fog always rolled in there.
Back to action here in the top of the 8th inning from Spillane. It's a 9-9 ball game. Hudson Lee of Clemson remains on the mound for the Gatemen. As the middle of this order steps up for the Kets, Devin Taylor, Charles Davelin, and Jaron Advincula. The Kets were once up 8-0. They scored all 8 of those runs in the first 3 frames. Added on 1 more in the 4th inning as Taylor watches ball 1, but these last few frames have been terrific for the Gatemen offense, really getting the bats hot, getting on base and driving them in. Taylor watches 2-0. Taylor's 2 for 4 tonight with an RBI as well. 3-0. Lee with the sign from Gerald, and he misses up and in, a 4-pitch walk for Devin Taylor.
I just don't want to give him free passes at this point in the ballgame.
Yeah, the start the Gatemen we're looking for. They'd like to get that shutdown inning, get the hot bats back up to the plate. And now Eric Luxus will convene the infield here on the mound.
It'd be interesting to see their move here.
He was in the pen. It's like a conversation now with Hudson Lee. They want him to get through Davelin here because they want that lefty-lefty matchup with Ed Vincula.
Yeah, you just don't want to throw in Vincula a right-hander. It just doesn't turn out well.
Would it surprise you to know that the Kettleers are the second-best team against right-handed pitchers this year?
Yeah, that doesn't shock me at all. I mean, left-handed heavy lineup, a team that already leads the league in average, so you would think statistically they fare well against righties.
So Luxus will stick with the left-hander.
Batter is number 24, Charles Danforth.
Looks like Sam Metter is warming up in the Gatemen bullpen. Irf Gray, the third baseman, playing in, anticipating the bunt. Davelin's got a hit today. And now a check on the runner at first. Taylor not particularly a threat to steal. He's only got one bag this year. Both these teams riding losing streaks at the moment. Way outside, ball one. 5 in a row for the Gatemen and 3 straight for Cotuit. Longest Gatemen losing streak last year was 6 games. Trying not to even that up here tonight. Right down the middle. Count even at 1-1.
Mind you, last year they won 15 games. This year they've already clinched a winning record.
And a playoff spot for the first time in 5 years. Check on the runner at first again. They've reached the 20-win plateau as well for the first time in 5 years. One just elevated. It's a hot start for the Ket Bats against Cole Lehman. They put up 7 runs across the first 2 innings on 11 hits. The 2-1. A slider just off the plate.
That's a close take.
Gatemen finally got the bats rolling in the 3rd and 4th innings. 2 in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th. 2-run base hit from Putnam tied this game up at 9. As there's ball 4. Back-to-back walks for Lee to begin this 8th inning. Lee struck out Tanner Thatch looking when he was brought in with 2 outs in the 7th. Gatemen trusting him here in the 8th, and now they'll let him face it, Vincula.
Yeah, this is probably his last guy here.
I agree. Corners in, middle infielders at double play depth. A slapper toward short. Jimenez shovels to Desero. The turn in time. There's the double play Lee was looking for. Up to third base goes Devin Taylor, but now this inning turned upside down.
Big time stuff right there. I mean, way to trust your defense. And at Vincula, not an easy guy to double up either.
No, he is not. They had to know the speed they were working with there. And the speed at which they turned that double play was terrific. And now here's Luxus again to take the ball from Hudson Lee as anticipated. With Grant J coming up and a runner at third, the potential go-ahead runner in this 9-9 ball game. With 2 away in the 8th, the pitching change for Wareham on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. Ethan Eibe here with another edition of Wareham Walk-Off, and today it's right-handed pitcher Cole Lehman out of Lehigh University. Cole, It's great to have you. Let's get going.
Thank you. Thank you.
How did you even find your way to Wareham?
There was an old player at Lehigh a couple years ago, Mason Black. He played for Brewster. I think Coach Smythe was an assistant there, so there might have been some type of connection there. Other than that, it's always a goal of mine to be up here, and my coach at Lehigh made it happen, so I'm very excited to be here.
Things that you are working on this summer.
Yeah, I think I found success in it in one of my starts, just kind of throwing the fastball in. That was a huge thing. Coach Luxus said that to us day one. Fastball in and change-ups to righties, so we've been trying to work on those things and, just keep my stuff working.
There you go. So, over at Lehigh, you are an economics major with a Spanish minor. Now, I'd love to know why the choice in both the major and the minor?
Well, I had a great economics teacher in high school, Mr. Wagner, and then Spanish minor, I just did some traveling as a kid. My family, we went to Cuba. I played in Puerto Rico for a week.
So how are you enjoying the Cape League experience so far?
Oh, it's great. I love all the guys, love the coaches, love my host family. Tate, I live with Tate, love Tate.
That you think more people should know about Cole Lane?
Well, I have a special talent of finding four-leaf clovers.
Really?
So that's something. But try to be energetic, try to bring good energy every day. At school, something I'm big on is trying to help the younger guys, do the best they can and grow into the best pitchers they can be. So it's a big part of my game and who I am. So, yeah.
Cole Lane, always looking to pass it along. Pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Back here at Spillane, a pitching change for the Wareham Gatemen. Here's right-hander Sam Meddert out of St. John's, and he inherits a very difficult situation here. Runner on third, but with two away. His assignment will be catcher Grant Jay of Dallas Baptist here. They go to the right-hander to play the matchups, Kyle.
Yeah, you want to play righty-lefty in this game, and getting through Advincula was huge. Doubling him up was incredible. But now you've got the test of Grant Jay.
Tied at 9 in the top of the 8th. The Gatemen just tying this one up in the last of the 7th. A 2-run single from Eli Putnam. The Gatemen found themselves down 8-0 as early as the 3rd. They have battled all the way back. Looking to keep this game all squared up. Meddert's first pitch. A drive out towards right center field. Chapman tracking it. And he hauls it in. One pitch is all Sam Meddert needs. We're on our way to the bottom half of the 8th. Billy Parker, Johan Desereau, Colby Turner due up in a game that's tied at 9 on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV.
PC is a Massachusetts-based leading-edge real estate closing, title, settlement, and personal injury and litigation law firm. Our clients trust us to provide the most comprehensive real estate closing and litigation services in Massachusetts. Our full network of closing and settlement attorneys, agencies, and litigators have expanded throughout New England and beyond. We deliver on that trust and reliance by offering the best professional prompt assistance, advanced technology, and state-of-the-art closing services in the real estate law and litigation business today. Our commitment to excellence, honest reputation, and tradition of aggressive representation to provide quality legal services is what we will continue to demonstrate at Sync Law. We believe and will prove that successfully addressing client needs requires more than just knowledge of the law. It requires a mastery of good representation and an attitude to finalize every transaction to my client's satisfaction. Live life to the fullest and let us Sync Law.
Back here in the bottom of the 8th inning. We're all tied up at 9 here at Spillane Field. Ethan Eibe and Kyle Marchak with you on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV. Our sideline reporter, Madison Walker, and our producers tonight are Allison DeWitt and Joseph Patrick Henry. It'll be a new right-hander on the mound for the Cotuit Kettleers. Zach Dunas of Western Kentucky takes over.
Big chance. New arm. I mean, if you start early against him, it makes a statement for these next couple of innings.
He's going to face a surprising bat here, who has had himself quite a night in his first Cape League start, his first Spillane start as well. Billy Parker out of Army West Point. An RBI single in the 4th inning and a solo shot. Was back in the 6th. It's down the left field line. Unfortunately, we don't have a distance to report on, as we have learned that TrackMan was down for that moment and has been down for the entire ball game. So we'll deal with it. We'll make the most of it. The Gatemen were once down 8-0 as early as the 3rd inning in this one. They have come all the way back to tie it up. 2 in the 3rd, 4 in the 4th, 1 in the 6th,
and 2 in the 7th. They've seen RBI from up and down the order. Dessereau, Colby Turner, Eli Putnam, and 2 for Parker. For Dunas, it's his 5th appearance. He's yet to allow an earned run over 4 2/3 innings. He's walked 3 and struck out 6. Batter's hitting .077 against him. He's been solid in his short time with the Cats. So here's Parker. Breaking ball up for ball 1. You heard him, Kyle. How riled up that dugout was after Metter tossed 1 pitch, got the flyout to get out of that 8th inning, stranded the go-ahead run on 3rd. As Parker pops it up, foul ground. The first baseman, Thatch, over, brings it in for out number 1. Anyways, you heard how pumped up the dugout was, and they are very much in this game. They want to snap this 5-game losing skid.
Yeah, that you're saying that sounds, redundant or intuitive, but it's about the emotion that they show when they're trying to claw their way back into it. And when Mettert comes in a big situation and gets a 1 pitch out, that's huge.
We'll see if he continues on in the 9th as we're back to the top of the order. Yohan Dessereau watches ball 1. Dunas, as a junior at Western Kentucky, 4 appearances this spring. As Dessereau takes ball 2. He had a sac fly, run driven in back in the 3rd. Aside from that, he's 0 for 3. 2-0. Popped up, off to the left, and out of play. Defense remains the same for the Kettleers. Compton, Davelin, and Hall left, center, and right. Hanson at 3rd, Becerra at short, Advincula at 2nd, Thatch at 1st, with Grant J behind the plate. Right-hander deals. Starts to go around, but holds up. They refer down, no swing, says J.C. Fernandez. 3-1.
I agree.
I also agree.
I'm glad that we agree and agree.
I really am glad that we agree that the 3-1 is coming home, and Dessereau sends it down the right side, but hooking it foul.
That would have been a really good but bad time to hit a homer.
Yeah, I'll be honest. That would have been interesting. A 9-9 ball game in the 8th. And Dessereau does have the pop to untie it. He's got 4 homers this year. He rolls 1 to 1st. Thatch brings it in, and the underhand toss to the pitcher covering. 2 up, 2 down. So here's Colby Turner, who wish we had TrackMan on the exit velo on his triple back in the 4th inning, but probably one of the hardest balls he's hit all season long. It went off the top of the wall in center field on, I wouldn't even call it a fly ball. I'd call it a line drive. That ball was still going.
He smoked that thing.
First pitch to him. Swings over the curveball. Aside from that, Turner is 1 for 3. He was also hit by a pitch. Base is clear and 2 away. Cotuit looking to send this game to the 9th, tied up. Zach Duenas with the sign, he deals. Outside, it gets away. If Turner gets on, we'll see Murph Gray. Cotuit now playing with the deepest part of this Gatemen order. Duenas got Parker to pop out and foul ground at first base, and Dessereau to bounce out to first. Inside, it ricochets off the glove of Jay. 2-1 to Turner, the left fielder, out of Michigan. The 2-1. Driven to the right side, but right at Nathan Hall. Out number 3. Another hard-hit ball, but it finds an outfielder's glove, and we're on our way to the 9th inning. All tied up at 9 on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV.
Whatever your technology needs are, Secure One can help. Learn more at SecureOne.com. SecureWON.com.
The Wareham-based AD Makepeace Company, founded in 1854, is North America's largest cranberry grower, the largest private property owner in eastern Massachusetts, and a recognized leader in environmentally responsible real estate development and stewardship. For 170 years, AD Makepeace Company has supported community events and organizations like your Wareham Gatemen. Visit admakepeace.com to learn more.
Attention baseball fans, are you ready to hit a financial home run? PCT Federal Credit Union is here tonight to make your dreams of home ownership and driving off in that new car a reality. Their unbeatable low rates on mortgage and auto loans are a win for everybody. Whether you're rounding the bases to buy your first home or looking to upgrade your ride, PCT Federal Credit Union has got your back. Swing by their tent before you leave or visit their website to learn more about how they can help you step up to the plate and score big on your financial goals.
The AD Makepeace Company also owns and operates Reed Custom Soils, the area's leading manufacturer of custom soils, including CU structural soil and Rooflight certified green roof media. Reed Custom Soil is also a manufacturer and distributor of baseball infield mix and conditioners. To learn more, visit www.reedcustomsoils.com.
The Gatemen stick with Sam Meddert as we go to the top of the 9th inning, all tied up at 9 between the Cotuit Kettleers and the Wareham Gatemen. Both teams riding losing streaks, 3 for Cotuit, 5 for the Gatemen, both looking to snap their respective skids. Meddert, a first pitch flyout from Grant J was all he needed to get through the 8th inning. He was brought on with a runner on third base in Devin Taylor, and he got the job done, but now he'll deal with 8, 9, and 1. It'll be Luke Hansen to get things started. He took over at third base for Timo Becerra, who's in the on-deck circle. Becerra went from third base to shortstop. Brandon Compton in the hole. And a first pitch strike for Meddert. Like the decision to stick with him?
I mean, he did a lot to get out of that last inning.
He sure did.
No, this is a good idea. I mean, just one pitch in that last inning, got to fly out. He's reliable.
Second pitch fouled away. It's 0-2 quickly. Hansen's first at-bat of the ball game. Cotuit led by as much as 8-0. That was through 3 innings early on, but the Gatemen bats started to wake up around the 3rd and 4th innings. They found their way back as this one goes up and gets Hansen. Don't think he swung at the pitch. They're going to give him first base. That one got him in the, I want to say, the right shoulder, upper chest area.
And I think Luxus is trying to see if it is bad.
Worth it to ask, and it's Luxus and not Ryan Smythe, because Ryan Smythe is no longer a part of this baseball game tonight. He was ejected back in the 4th inning. They do check with the first base umpire, Steve Callenda. He says no swing, so Luxus just wanted to be absolutely sure. Now the potential go-ahead runs at first base. And Mike Roberts, the Cotuit manager and third base coach, is going to call Timo Becerra over for a conversation.
Yeah, it's interesting. Mike Roberts, very tenured guy, knows what he's talking about. And he's going to talk about approach here, but it also may be something to do with having a runner on first and trying to manufacture an opportunity to get a guy in scoring position without having to do anything at the dish.
Becerra's got a couple of hits tonight as well. They've got one of their best bats on deck as well in Brandon Compton. Doesn't get any easier from there. So we'll see how Meddert deals with Becerra here. Ever since Smythe was ejected in the 4th inning, that spark has turned into something of a flame for the Gatemen. First pitch, he shows bunt,
pulls it back, and it's a called strike. Hansen only with one steal this year off of first. This one smoked up the middle. Jimenez, a diving stop, flips to second for one. Desiro's turn. What a play! 6, 4, 3, Antonio Jimenez. Are you kidding me?
Talk about a defense helping out their pitchers today. That is the best double play we've seen from those guys all summer long.
Oh my. Clean from Antonio Jimenez. The diving stop, the glove flip, the turn. And back to the top of the order for Brandon Compton. Luke Hansen erased on the double play. Fouled off.
We all got we should all hit
Compton's got a couple of hits tonight. Sam Eddard looking to send this ball game tied up to the bottom of the 9th inning. 0-1. Fouled away. The Gatemen have the heart of the order due up. Murph Gray, Jacob Gerald, Reese Chapman.
That's got to be a must, right? Right? I'm practicing.
Meddert comes set on 0-2. He deals. Swing and a miss. Compton down on strikes. The Gatemen fired up as we go to the bottom of the 9th. We're tied at 9 from Spillane Field on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV.
Welcome into our first edition of the Wareham Walk-Off in 2024. And our first guest, as we get to know you, is Tony Pluta, a right-handed pitcher out of Arizona. You ready to roll?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, Tony. Well, you're from Chicago, so what brought you out west to Arizona?
So my recruiting coordinator at Arizona knew my high school coach really well and knows that whole area very well. So it's just kind of how I got connected with them.
Gotcha. So they reached out to you in high school. You told me you topped out at 95 in high school, so pretty easy to get noticed?
Yeah, that definitely helps. But, you know, going all the tournaments and all that kind of thing helps.
Okay, well, on top of that, you've developed some accolades in your short career in college baseball so far. You were in the Northwoods last year, and then college ball treated you well in 2024. Your spring was pretty fun. How about that Pac-12 championship? What was that like?
It was amazing, especially being the last Pac-12 championship. It was an awesome feeling to win the last Pac-12 game ever.
Yeah, and then Brendan Summerhill, your Gateman teammate, hit the walk-off. So is it cool to share that moment with your Summer teammate as well?
Oh yeah, it's great. Every moment with Summer is something special, so it's great to have a teammate like that.
Speaking of Summer, you've been to a lot of different baseball destinations. This is kind of your first one for an extended period of time out east. Where does Wareham rank all time?
It's pretty great. I mean, the Northwoods was definitely its own thing, but I love Wareham. It's a great spot to be.
Yeah, it's been fun so far. We made it to home plate, so my final question for you, what's the goal this summer?
Just pitch well, throw strikes, and get guys out.
Awesome. Thank you, Tony.
Thanks, Kyle.
That's our first edition of the Wareham Walk-Off. We'll catch you guys next week.
To the bottom of the 9th we go from Spillane Field in Wareham, Massachusetts. It's all tied up at 9 between the Gatemen and the Kettleers. Both teams looking to snap some losing skids. The Gatemen have dropped 5 in a row, and they'll send the heart of their order due up against right-hander Zach Dunas. In his second inning of relief, we'll see Murph Gray, Jacob Gerald, and Reese Chapman. What a ball game we have witnessed tonight, Kyle.
Yeah, they were down 8. I mean, this is easily, if they secure it, knock on wood, the biggest comeback they've had all year.
The Gatemen haven't had a walk-off this year as Gray watches ball one upstairs. The last walk-off for the Gatemen, July 15th, 2023, 5-4 over the Orleans Firebirds, and on that day it was Bobby Bozer who played the hero in a pinch hit at-bat. Gray sucks one up the middle. That's the way to start. Leadoff single.
That's great stuff right there. You see something down the middle and you smack it. That's the hardest hit ball he's had in a couple of days now.
Gray with 2 hits and now a pinch runner. Here's Byram Hutt of Louisville taking over at first base for Gray, prioritizing the speed as Hutt is now the potential winning run.
And everyone just playing their role right now. Guys coming out of the dugout, high fives, dances.
Here's Jacob Jarrell, the Clemson catcher. Dunas deals. Swing and a miss. Jarrell singled back in the 7th. He came around to score. That 8-0 lead that Kyle referred to was built up over the first 3 innings. The Gatemen offense persistently growing as this game has gone on. It all started around the 3rd and 4th frames. A check on Hott. He scored twice in the 3rd inning. That 4-run 4th was the key. And specifically a 2-run triple from Colby Turner really got things going. A home run from Billy Parker in the 6th made it a 2-run game as there's a swing and a miss. 0-2 on Jarrell. And lastly in the 7th it was Eli Putnam who singled home 2 runs to tie it up. Meanwhile, Cotuit has been blanked since the 4th inning. A quality effort from the Gatemen bullpen tonight.
3, 2.
0-2 to Jarrell. Misses up. I know they've got some speed out there at first base and Hott now, but I don't think they chance him with any sort of stolen base attempt, do they?
No, not until you see how this at-bat pans out.
Reese Chapman waits on deck. Eli Putnam would be after him. In the dirt, it gets away to the backstop. Hott all the way up to second base, takes a big turn, but he'll hold there. Winning run in scoring position, nobody out.
Now it's just about putting the ball in play. Move him over, bring him in.
Jarrell with an RBI already tonight. He awaits the 2-2. Line drive, base hit, left field, Hott to third. They will hold him there. The throw in quickly from Compton is cut off. Mobbs putting the stop sign on Hott at third. As Compton got that ball in quickly.
Yep, that's a smart call. He was coming around third hard, but that ball was smacked to left. So it was going to be a bang-bang play and not worth the risk, right? You've got the go-ahead guy on first or third, and, you know, whoever's on first, it doesn't matter.
The Wareham Gatemen are looking to complete the comeback of the season. And before this at-bat for Reese Chapman, a check on the pitcher. Right-hander Zach Dunas out of Western Kentucky. Grant J, his catcher, out there to chat with him. The infield in for Cotuit. Good choice by Mobbs, even with hot speed. Not to chance anything at this point in the ball game. Not to mention potential playoff seeding on the line here tonight. These two teams separated by just a couple of ball games with 3 games left, including this one in the regular season. First and third, nobody out. Infield in for Cotuit. Here's Chapman. First pitch. Liner towards short. Brought in by Becerra. They throw back to third. Hott, safe. And now Jarrell never ran for second. Now he's going there and nobody there to cover the bag. Are you kidding me? Another break for the Gatemen and the bases are loaded.
Put the ball on the ground, baby.
Wow. They'll give him a fielder's choice on that. The bases are loaded for Eli Putnam. Becerra going to third, tried to get the lead runner. Hott was back safely. Jarrell never left first base, and he only left once the throw to third had been made. Unfortunately, with the infield in, nobody covered second. So the Gatemen at every base with Putnam at the dish. The pitch. Outside, ball 1. Down by 8 early in this ball game. The Gatemen have roared back, looking to snap a 5-game losing skid. Putnam tied this game in the 7th. It's a 2-run base hit. He's now looking to win it.
2-0.
This is a great AB. Watch your way to a productive at-bat.
Dunas in a heap of trouble here in the bottom of the ninth. Chapman at first, Gerald at second, Byram Hott at third. The 2-0. Catches the outside corner, a called strike. Putnam's got 2 hits tonight. He's 2 for 4. Infield in for Cotuit. 2-1 from Dunas. Up high, ball 3. And I think he just tried to deke Byram Hott right there.
Yeah, I think he definitely knew he had that and wanted to see if he would bite on it.
And now a whole lot of things at play here with a 3-1 count. Everybody gets off. Dunas delivers. Outside, ball 4, ball game. Comeback complete. A walk-off walk for Eli Putnam. 10-9, the Gatemen knock off the Kettleers and they snap a 5-game losing streak.
I love it. That is how you break out of a losing streak, and these boys are going to celebrate like heck.
As they should. They pour out of the dugout to celebrate with Putnam, and now look at this celebration.
You think this team knows how to have fun?
And right in the middle of it all, Griffin O'Connor. What a sight to see. The Wareham Gatemen are winners of the walk-off variety on this Friday night. What a ball game, down 8-0. As early as the 3rd inning, the Wareham Gatemen roar back to win it. Wow, how about this night, Kyle, from start to finish?
The way this game started, I mean, it had 3, 4, maybe 5 chapters for it to come back to that close. What a win.
Where do we even begin to break it down? I mean, let's start from the top. Cole Lehman, not his best outing, allowed 7 earned runs across his first 2 innings. The Gatemen got on the board thanks to Yohan Desiro's sac fly. They had a nice inning in the 4th frame, highlighted by Colby Turner's 2-run triple. Let's not gloss over the fact that Ryan Smythe was ejected in that 4th inning, and if I may say so, I want to say that was by design. Yes, he had a gripe with something, a bad call that he thought was made, but he got himself thrown out, I think, to spark this group, and that's what they needed.
100%. I mean, this team, obviously, with the way they approached this game today, wanted to spark something. They were intentional about bringing energy pregame, but by the time they were down 8-0, I mean, it's hard to maintain that energy, and Smythe was over it. Smythe, I mean, this is a guy that's worked so hard to build such a team. You know, he's ended a line of bad history for the Wareham Gatemen, and when they're down like this, in a stretch like this, with the playoffs around the corner, he needs something for this team to show that they're here to win, and that ejection did it.
Let me take a look at this group now. All smiles as they continue their post-game festivities. Take a look at the bullpen as well. I mean, Matthew Maloney, well, it was Tony Pluto who came on, tried to clean up Lehman's mess, allowed a couple of more runs to come in to score. Maloney took over in the 4th inning, allowed a run, and after that point, the bullpen was lights out. We saw the debut of Jack Smith, Zane Coppersmith, Hudson Lee, and Sam Metter combining to blank the Kettleers over the final 5 frames. So really have to highlight them as well.
Oh, I mean, they did a great job for, you know, Cole Lehman and the first couple of guys to get hit around the way they did, and the Gatemen to still come back, you know, offensively and get some padding for their pitchers. I mean, that's one thing, but the bullpen, to maintain this offense that was seeing the ball so well through the first half of this game, really an improbable feat.
The Kettleers doubling up the Wareham Gatemen in the hits department tonight, 18-9, but it is the Wareham Gatemen who are winners. You're not going to want to miss this post-game interview between Madison Walker and Eli Putnam, who is, I believe, doused in water or Gatorade or guava juice or something. That'll be fun to watch on the Gatemen post-game show. Should be available on our YouTube page by the end of the night. Win goes to Sam Metter. He improves to 3-1. The loss to Zach Dunas. one final time. The final score from Spillane Field: Gatemen 10 runs on 9 hits, no errors, and the Kettleers 9 runs on 18 hits, 2 errors tonight. Time of the ball game 3 hours and 25 minutes, and the attendance tonight at Spillane Field 980. We'll be back at it tomorrow on the road at Hyannis, live from McKeon Park, a 6 o'clock first pitch. On behalf of everybody involved with this broadcast on the Gatemen Baseball Network, for our sideline reporter Madison Walker, our producers Joseph Patrick Henry and Allison DeWitt, my trusty partner Kyle Marchak, my name's Ethan Ives, saying so long from the game of the season. 10-9 Gatemen. We'll catch you tomorrow, 6 o'clock against Hyannis on the Gatemen Baseball Network, powered by Cape League TV.